All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? This is the RP Ginger here, and I'm coming at you with Session 4 of March of Annihilation, my West Marches style campaign set in the Tomb of Annihilation Wizards of the Coast module. I have a couple of guys here. I'm going to get to introduce themselves in a couple moments. I just want to say that as of recently, the community has been really starting to grow a bit, and with a lot of help from some great people, it's actually turning into something quite cool and something I'm getting really excited about. This fifth game, I feel like it's really starting to come into its own thing, and that would definitely not be without the help of the people that have been helping me. I have some couple of GMs signing on board. I have a guy by the name of Christopher Wolf who has helped me with so much already, getting a community map up, a marketplace, and everything like that. So I just really want to say thank you to those guys that have been helping me out thus far. And if you are watching this and decide that, hey, I want to play in a D&D West Marches style campaign, drop in and out, go into the Jungles of Chult, well, there is a description above or below in the link. So join the Facebook page, follow the rules, look at the announcement tabs. There's a bunch of stuff there. Get yourself a character, and let's get playing. So before we jump into the session itself, I'm going to get our players to say hello, who are they, and if they have any channels, go ahead and plug it. We're going to go Jose. I believe Lionel is AFK, but if he isn't, you can say hi, Lionel, and then we'll go Paul, and then Baron. So go ahead, Jose.
All right, my name's Jose. I got the YouTube channel D20Z, and today I'm playing Tuco, who's a halfling ancestral guardian barbarian. He pretty much he was raised by barbarians. He was like the odd man out because, you know, everybody's human. You got this halfling there, and one morning he had a vision pointing to Chult, and when he woke up, he found out his chief was dying because he was resurrected before, and for some reason now it was just draining his life away. So he goes to Chult to find out why.
Very cool. Lionel, are you back with us? Do you want to say hello, or are you still AFK? I'll give you a second to respond. And if not, go ahead, Paul.
Hi, everyone. I'm Paul. I have a channel. Right now it's called Infinite Realms. I'm planning on changing that, but that's what it is right now on YouTube. I'm playing Neingalo Mitiga, or as people are starting to call him, is Neingalo. He is a turtle, we're going to say tank. You know, I've already played a session. It's people, you can probably figure out he's a barbarian monk. Usually slow to anger, but don't piss him off.
All right, and last but not least, go ahead, Baron.
What's up, guys? I'm Baron. I got the YouTube channel Rolling with Disadvantage. We got a couple live plays up over there. Come check those out if you're interested. I'm going to be playing Gunter the Goblin, but I'd like to flesh him out as we go.
All right, excellent. So absolutely check out these guys' channels. A couple of good guys for sure. And then without further ado, we will jump into this session. Session 4, although it is technically 5, the 4th session DM'd by my friend Dan. He had issues signing into YouTube and couldn't record it. So just to save confusion, I'm going to title this one Session 4, and its title's name is Milling of Morbid Mire. All right, so without further ado, adaptability. The quality of being able to adapt or adjust to a new condition. The capacity to modify oneself for a new use or purpose. You found yourself in Chult now for about 2 months. The death curse has forced all of mankind to adapt. For death is inescapable. Life now is more precious than ever, and with this realization, mortality is felt by all. Whether you have lived for years or centuries, you now know that death is coming. Many have combated this by seeking safety. Fewer and fewer people are taking up the mantle of adventurers now that the stakes are indefinite. No resurrection, no heavens and no hells, just the desolation of one's soul when you meet your end. Yet you four find yourself rowing down a murky sludge river by the name of Tariki River. Tall, dark trees weave themselves above your head, giving you some shelter from this pelting rain that hasn't let up now for several days, but the humidity there is no escape from. This suffocating, sticky, exhausting heat that never wavers, whether it's day or night, rain or shine, yet still you row. You found that you must adapt to your surroundings to survive this hellish tangle. For living here, for everything living here already has, even the plant life, which is what you have came into this peril for. A plant titled golden gutweed. It was once used to stabilize the dying, but now recently it too has adapted, and people have found that harvesting this plant can actually slow the effects of the withering death curse symptoms. The plant must be refined and pressed into the stick oil and put on your skin daily to slow the process. At this point, as we find you guys rolling down this river into the darkness of the trees, it's daytime, but the sky is gray. What is Tuco thinking? Why have you come here? How have you adapted to fit into this jungle?
All he's thinking right now is that he wants to get out of this muddy swamp. That he's all sticky, it's hot, but he's had to do a lot to survive, especially, like hunting wise and not knowing the land and the fact that there's all kinds of unknown things in here.
All right. Nangalo, what are you doing and what are you thinking? How have you adapted your second adventure out into the jungles now?
He's lived a lot in the jungle the last few years, so he doesn't pay much mind to it. But if there's ever any water, he might, as long as it's not too deep, he might go in and swim for a bit on the way back, and then come back out and try to keep cool. So he's lived out by himself for a while, so he knows a few little tricks and stuff just to keep cool.
And last but not least, as we wait for Lionel to come back, what is Gunther doing and what are you thinking? How have you adapted?
Gunter is actually from Chult. He is one of the tribal goblins from the area that was stolen away by a wizard who has since forth died, whether from the curse or some other reason is yet to be determined. So though I'm from here, I spent quite a few years with that wizard and have such adapted to civilization. So overall, I think that I'm comfortable. I feel like maybe my tunic is now a bit more tattered. I'm wearing like a child's cloak that's like ripped at the hem to shorten it up a bit. But for the most part, I'm rowing the boat to the best of my 2.5 foot capability.
Excellent. Well, this golden gutweed, like I've said, it too has adapted. And you might ask yourself how such a plant can adapt in such a way. But all living things are a product of their realities. And unfortunately for you guys, this gutweed, it grows where death is rampant. A location named the Morbid Mires is where you head. And it is a bog of rot, disease, and darkness. A place where no living thing goes and stays living for very long. But you've heard they pay really well for this stuff. And with the death curse ever pressing, times we grow have become a little more desperate. The need for cash to pay for these expeditions are needed. So you four find yourself, for whatever reasons, whether it money or whether it to find a clue to what's causing this death curse, you row deeper and deeper into the jungle. At this point, to see how the journey goes, you're going to each give me a skill that you're proficient in. You're going to tell me how you're using this skill to aid yourself in the next 10 days of travel. And depending on how well you roll, will simulate how many setbacks and how exhausting the journey is. we'll keep the order the same for now. So go ahead. Tuco?
I'll use athletics pretty
All
much
right.
to like jump around, get through cut vines, things like that.
Absolutely. Go ahead and tell me what you roll.
I rolled a 12.
12. Well, as athletic as you may be, you find that stuck in this murky, slow flowing river, it is of little use to you on this 6-person canoe. And you try as you might to be as useful as you can, the exhaustion gets to you, and that will be one fail. Go ahead, Angelo. How are you using your skills to help in this journey?
Let's see. He's going to use. He's off ahead, scouting, and making sure, like, all the like, there's a path for them to walk through, and he's going to keep an eye out and make sure avoids as many dangers as can. He doesn't want to get the little ones to get hurt. Perception, nat 20 plus 4.
Excellent. So as you're flowing down this river, you come forth and the trees are woven above your head, basically creating this canopy. And you see these thick vines that are wrapped around trees and hanging into the jungle. As you keep your eye out, partway through the journey, you realize that one of these vines suddenly animates and wrap itself around, let's say, Tuco. Quickly, as you spot this, you realize it's a giant constrictor snake. You are able to quickly slay it, and as a party together, defeat one of these popping or arising issues, as that's one success now. Go ahead and tell me, Gunther, how you are using as several days have passed by. The rain comes and goes 3 or 4 times a day, varying in from a gentle drizzle to a heavy storm, but the heat never lets up. What skill are you using?
So instincts have kind of kicked into me at this point. The survival techniques of like foraging and what's good to eat and what's not good to eat kind of come back to me naturally as I'm going for food. I rolled survival to try and get us clean water, and though probably not enough to sustain us all for long, a snack here and there. I rolled a 17 on the die for a total of 21.
Nice job. So yeah, you know a lot of things being around these territories, and you know that the water is highly undrinkable without boiling for several hours. There is a parasite named throat leeches, which if you drink jungle water will grow inside your throat and basically eat your insides out. So you've boiled out your water. You know what plant life is poisonous and what is sustainable energy. And with the 17, you're able to keep the group, although not happy, at least sustained. And do we have Lionel back yet or no? Going to go with...
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. All right. What skill are you using to help in your 10-day journey down the river?
River? Okay, let me double check. Elwick skills. He should be proficient in the nature and nature investigation expertise.
All right. You tell me how you're going to use that to help in this journey.
Well, nature will help identify plants, minerals, or maybe the purity of the water, or investigation to if there are clear signs. Maybe he could trying to find out herbs or animals or stuff like that moves through the area.
Yeah, go ahead and roll one of those skills. Tell me what you roll.
Okay, so I will roll with investigation. A natural 20, total 27.
Nice. So yeah, again, as you guys, 2 natural 20s in the party, that's a pretty good expedition. We'll say that as you're coming towards the end of your river run, you have to hop off the canoe for a while and travel into the actual boglands. But near the end of your river run, you notice a giant crocodile waiting in the river. And with your investigation, you're able to call that out and basically jump ashore, get the canoe out, and avoid that threatening issue. With only one failure, I'm going to get you all to just take 5 damage, which basically simulates wear and tear from the jungle. You've spent 10 days now without really being able to rest, but with a pretty successful journey, the exhaustion hasn't really got to you yet. Just a little bit of damage on you. So nice job. And it's at this point, as you find yourself on the riverbank now, we're going to say it's around mid-morning. You're pulling the canoe up on the shoreline. The trees are as thick as ever as you look. Your field of view does not go very far. You hear the chirping and squawkings of birds. You hear the roars of creatures in the distance and this faint stench of rot, as you know just by your nose that the Morbid Mire must be close. How do you guys want to handle your canoe? It's kind of sizable, so it'd probably take maybe 2 people to carry it, or you can just dock it here and hope that it survives for the next couple of days.
I can carry it.
Can we try to hide it? Well, it will help us to as a means of packing stuff, whatever we find. But if we
up to you guys for sure whether you want to hide it, or Nangolo, you probably get away with carrying it. It's a bit unwieldy though, so with one person, I'm going to say that it'd be difficult terrain just because you have to like literally put it on your head. It's probably not that heavy to you, but it's definitely like an unwieldy, like probably like 9-foot long canoe.
I can probably hold like the ass end if he has it on his head, since I'm short.
We can try to hide it, I guess.
All right. Anyone that wants to give it a hide, tell me exactly how you're hiding it and follow that up with a roll of a survival check.
he will try to assist, like trying to find a good spot away from the water where we can use plants to hide it, and maybe with mud so it will mesh with the debris.
In the branches covered in vines? Find a nice couple branches and stick it high up so that it won't get wet or seen very easily.
All right.
That's good.
So survival, you said?
Yep. Since Louise helping you, you can roll at advantage.
All right, I'll put the 9 over there. 19 plus 4. 23.
All right. More than enough to tuck it up in a nice tree, wrap it in vines, cover it in mud and leaves. You doubt that anyone that would happen to walk by here, not that many people would be walking around this area, would find it. And you're at least satisfied enough that it won't just fall out of the tree. So with that, sailing up the Tariki River now for about 6 days, you know it's time to hop off, and you see the jungle terrain start to change a bit. The lush brown and green trees start to turn into this dark, rotting black. No leaves grow on these trees. The actual scene above you, the sky can be seen. Again, still raining. You begin to walk, and as you get further and further, a couple hours go by. The dirt beneath you starts to go ankle high, knee high, and then before long, you're almost waist high in this muck. And for some of our shorter friends, probably a little bit even more of an issue, as the terrain that you guys find yourself in is difficult for even our medium-sized creatures. So really hard for our shorter friends, as you literally find yourself in the heart of this bog now, this morbid mire. You look around and you see this low bubbling gurgle of the muddy swamp that you walk in. You now don't hear so much in the form of life forms. The squawking of the birds are distant and echo as any sensible living creature stays far away from this place. Although you do hear the occasional splash, as if something just dove down into the muddy swamp. And as you look around with the sense that something's watching you, you do not find anything. The only sounds that really you do hear in this quiet, besides that, is the slushing of yourselves trudging through this thick mud.
Is there any log outside that is floating in the muck?
It's so thick that nothing's really floating. There is stuff that's above the swamplands, but this is borderlining like chunky soup at this point. It's just thick, and you can literally pick it up, and it's malleable in your hand, but not thick enough to support anyone's weight. Really, just pretty much the worst conditions.
No, I mean like the water, a log that it's light enough that could still float as on like a canoe or.
Yeah, you could see like a piece of wood or a log broken off from a tree, just dead and kind of rotted out, just sitting on top of the swampy surface.
I point out that maybe the smaller of the group should try to step on it, and we two who are bigger could pull or push from the log.
How does Gunther and Tuco feel about this? As you're basically you're kind of okay when it was ankle high, but then as it's starting to get like waist high to our friends, it's like you're literally almost having to swim through it.
Yeah, I think the log sounds great, because if not, he was probably going to try to climb the turtle. So.
I would just like to climb the turtle, period.
You don't know if he noticed, but he's not showing any. He's not indicating that he's seen you climb up.
I weigh like a grand total of like 25 pounds, 30 pounds.
So we see Gunther kind of climb up on the back of the shell of Nangolo. Tuco, you find this nice like hollowed out piece of log that you climb on. And Ilwi, if you're willing to push, or Nangolo, you're willing to like drag or whatever, he can kind of ride on that like a makeshift surfing board through this horrible swamplands.
Also, how is the branches? The leaves of the trees. Is this thick, or can we see the sky?
So there is no leaves on these trees, at least in the segment that you find yourself in. It's as if the trees themselves have kind of all died around here.
Okay, can a tiny creature fly around from tree to tree?
Yes, absolutely. What do you have in mind?
Ilwi would pop up his familiar and ask him to keep an eye while he is focused on helping moving the log.
All right, so you summon like a little bird.
It's a hawk.
Hawk. All right. You kind of mutter a couple arcane words, and then with that, suddenly a hawk appears before you. You speak to it briefly, and it flies up, kind of perching on trees, maybe a few feet ahead of you, up high, 30 feet in the trees, looking around. And as you guys kind of slug forward, it will fly over to like the next set of trees. I should mention that of all your senses to be displeased by this place, your sense of smell is probably what's troubling you the worst, as the heat and smell of rotting, decaying flesh, literally like boiling for who knows how many years or centuries, is just borderline unbearable, like pushing on maddening for some who would not necessarily be used to this smell of death. It's the most pungent thing you've ever smelt. And as you look at these trees, you would literally occasionally see intestines and limbs and bloody innards just laying strewn across this swamplands, as if some poor living individual, maybe like a small rabbit or some kind of dinosaur, small creature, accidentally stumbled in here, was just instantly ripped to shreds by something. It's at this point, as you've spent a day now in this bog, that I'm going to need someone to step up and be the guide of the group and make a survival check to see if you can keep your bearings.
Gunter was always pretty knowledgeable with the stars. If anybody else would like to go.
Can he use his guidance to help the one who is going to roll?
Yes, you cast guidance on, let's say, Gunther, and go ahead and go for it. I believe that's a roll with a D4 also.
Can I provide assistance to Gunther? An advantage?
Sure. I'll give it to you. You muted yourself, Gunther.
We might get lost. I rolled a 4, a 5, and I got a +4 on the D4. So we're looking at a total of 13.
Excellent. That's what I like to see. So a day goes by. You were told that the Morbid Mire, where these golden gutweeds grow, these basically like almost glimmering lily pads, should be no more than a day's travel into the mire. It's on the second night now, and not a single lily has been spotted. So you get the sense that something is not as it seems, that you might have lost your course at one way or another. Everybody give me a Constitution saving throw now. And go ahead and yell out your result or post it in the chat, whatever you feel comfortable with. All right, who am I missing? Well, that's everybody. So, unfortunately for Ilwi, a point of exhaustion overcomes you as dealing with pulling Tuco and just trudging through this swamplands and not having a proper night's rest for over a 10-day now almost. It's beginning to get to you. The others are feeling it too, but somehow they are able to keep it. Maybe it's because the smaller folk are basically just riding aboard and the turtle is able to trudge through it. But you being a smaller elf, I guess, you feel it a bit more as a point of exhaustion overcomes you. And it's at this point that you gentlemen realize that you are completely lost. And as you look around, all you see is this boglands. All you smell is death. And all you hear is yourselves. What do you do?
Oh man, I then Tuco would look around and he would start going like, "What?" Like he's just going a little insane.
Elwick will try to look a set of bushes and or trees to try to clean up enough to be clear. Use prestidigitation to clear himself and try to begin to and use his map to try to locate using his familiar as a guide.
Absolutely. And before we get to that, what is Nangalo and Gunther doing? And then we'll kind of resolve it all as everyone has said what they plan to do.
Nangalo says a few words in Chultan language directed at Gunter. And out of character, I know he understands, being a native. Actually, do you have the Chult language?
Yes, I do.
And he says a few choice words about, how you couldn't, you messed up in guiding us, and he shouldn't have let you. He said he's probably going to take control of the.
See, Gunter would actually kind of like reel in anticipation of like getting hit or something, but seeing that you're not he would reply in the Chalton language, something like, I accepted your help. I tried my very best with the knowledge that I was given.
Oh, so now it's my fault?
No, I didn't say that at all.
He picks up Gunter and he drops him onto the log. And he goes off. He goes up ahead to see if he can get an idea of where they are.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, good. Okay. So Ilwi and Nyangelo seem to be now taking the lead on this expedition now. For our poor friend Gunther, maybe got a little bit discombobulated from the strange height. He's not used to being this high above. It's a whole different field of view at this point. So it got a little bit.
The stars look totally different from his height.
Yeah, definitely. The constellations are all out of whack from way up here. But nonetheless, you two gentlemen, before we go any further, tell me what you guys are going to do as a team to basically rectify being lost right now. You know that you've been 2 days out in this mire, and you would think that just like going back would put you on track. But if you were to even backpedal, you realize now that you're a little somehow more lost than you even comprehended you were.
Okay, I got an idea. We're not going to figure out where we are from down here. I'm going up. I'm going to climb up a tree or something to see if I can get a better vantage point. Oh, give me a boost.
Says the 450-pound turtle.
Well, or the magical boost.
No, wait. I cannot leave you. I can. What I can do is send my familiar and see through his eyes, her eyes.
Sure. Well, can you give me a magical boost? You've done it before.
Boost. Okay, a guidance. Go ahead. Click.
Okay, so I guess that's athletics to climb up.
Sure. How much does Nilingalo weigh?
I think it's over 450 pounds.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check, and then we'll resolve your perception check really soon, Ilwi. And then also I got something special for Tuco.
I would like to, oh god, never mind that. I was going to try to climb too, but
Oh yeah.
Natural
yeah, okay.
20 plus 5.
Oh god. Okay. So by some miracle, this literal like tank of a turtle begins to climb up this rickety old dying tree. And only because you rolled a natural 20 do you make it up. And I will say that I'm assuming you're going up for a perception check. So let's give it to between the two of you. I'll say Ilwi, roll with advantage as you and Nangalo are both now up high. And then we'll go to Tuco. Let me know what you roll, Ilwi.
Yeah, I wait. Please, I'm loading the hawk.
Yep.
And that will be the hawks have advantage on sight.
All right, so you're at super advantage, even though there's no such thing.
Yeah, +4 with advantage.
Yep.
A 10 and a 5.
10 and a 5. So with that, the hawk flies around, and as you look through its eyes, every direction that you see is boglands now. You somehow have managed to put yourself in the center of this bog. And with that, Nangalo, the tree can no longer bear the weight of your shell and cracks. I'm going to say, since you rolled a 20, that you don't fall or anything, but you splash into the muck and it shoots up in tidal waves kind of on everyone below, completely engulfing the two smaller folk, Gunther and Tuco, in this thick layer of disgusting mud. And it's at that point, Tuco, that you literally just can't take it anymore. And like you said, you just yell out. Even though you're in this open bogland, you feel completely trapped and suffocated, and you just let out a maddening kind of yell. And that breaks the silence as it kind of echoes once, twice, 3 times. And then you hear it. The sound of slushing muck moving at a uncomfortable, just nemesising way, like just something slushing through the muck faster than you could comprehend doing. Then you hear a low kind of groan of some horrifying creature. And as you look around trying to hear where it comes from, this groan replies to your echoing yell with an echo of its own. And it sounds like it's coming from every direction. You don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what it is. You look around. What do you all do?
Attempt to hide. What? I have well, okay, some natural ability, maybe a little, not
You
much.
got a shell.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Slushing. You hear it just pounding through this mud.
Edwig is in a tree. I imagine he will have whispered to the others up in the trees, prepare your weapons, and he will try to remain there in silence, reading his bow in case something nasty appears.
Tuco, Gunther, you know it's upon you. It's going to be upon you shortly, although you can't figure out from where yet without trying to actually actively perceive it. What do you guys do? As it sounds like this thing will be upon you any second.
I rage. I go like, ah! Like yell back at it.
Okay, I like it. What about you, Gunther?
I'm gonna try and make use of my natural instinct and my small size to hide. Whether it just be laying low on this log or jumping if there's a nearby tree that I can climb into without.
Yeah. All right, give it a try.
All right. 11. Do you want like a survival or? Oh, I said hide. That's right.
Yeah, stealth tank.
13, 12, or 14.
14. All right. And Nangalo, you're the last to act as you picked yourself up from obviously climbing that tree that could definitely not support your weight too well. What do you wish to do as you know something's coming and you know it's something mean?
Do I have time to put my shield on and pull up my warhammer?
Yes, you do.
And I do that.
And then you see it as you all ready yourselves, running through the mud. This creature whose legs are fully above it. The mud is only knee high on this thing as it stands as tall as some of the trees. You see it just full on running and moaning at a mouth full of these sharp, jagged teeth, this dark green skin, its body completely basically naked. You see these long, thick, muddy dreads, and the hands on this creature, fingers like daggers. You see running through the mud, full tilt at you guys, a troll. Everyone roll initiative. You can post it in the chat or tell me what you rolled. Either way works for me, guys. 23 on Tuco. Nice job. Or not Tuco, Gunther. We got 12 on Tuco and 19 on Ilwi. So you all are going to get to act before it actually, as it bombed its initiative. It's going to go Gunther, Ilwi, Angelo, Tuco, then the troll. Gunther, what do you do first as this large, towering green troll with anger and hunger in its eyes starts to run towards you? You find yourself tucked up in a tree. You sense that you're the last thing that it's going to see of you four. What do you do?
I'm trying to lay as low as possible. I really haven't seen too much combat out of my companions yet, and I would like to continue hiding, but maybe prepare a sling bolt for if it comes close to, or notices someone in my party, that I can try and use my stealth and my sling bolt to get it away from them without seeing me.
All right, so the primal goblin instincts kick in of look out for number one self first. And as you see this creature going through, you think that you haven't seen these guys fight in combat yet. So you're not sure if you're going to put your neck out on the line. If things go bad, you'll hide in these trees. If it looks like they can get the upper hand, then you'll spring into combat perhaps. You ready yourself, kind of shaking as you see this terrifying creature that could probably gobble you up in one bite, running forth through the mud. It doesn't seem to be bothered by it at all. Ilwi, you come out of your hawk's vision, snapping to, and quickly, your hair standing on edge, you realize that danger is quickly upon you. You look around and then you see it, this towering troll. What do you wish to do?
Does Elwi recognize the troll and its features?
Go ahead and give me a, let's say, what would it be? Probably a either history maybe, or arcana, or yeah, one of those two. The old history on trolls.
12.
12? Yeah, I'll say that with a 12, you probably at least know the weakness that you're thinking of.
Okay, so he's going to. How far is the troll?
From you guys right now, it is about 30 feet away.
30 feet. And how tall is it comparing to his Elwi's altitude in the tree?
He's about this troll is almost around 9 or 10 feet tall. It's pretty big.
And how high is Elwi in the trees?
I'll say that you're about maybe 15.
Okay. He will shoot a firebolt. Oh wait, he will hold his action to see trying to not give up his position or his friend's position, and ready a firebolt in case the troll moves. It keeps moving towards, like showing that he has identified where the others are.
All right. So as you ready yourself in the tree, as this creature is descending upon you, Angelo, you find that it's just you and Tuco down here. Tuco is growling and roaring like a mad, savage creature. And you see this troll running quickly upon you, mud just splashing up in like a wake from its momentum. What do you do?
How far away is it from me?
30.
30? And is movement halved?
Halved for you guys. This guy's not having too much trouble with it.
I will hold my action to attack it if it comes within in range.
All right. Everyone's holding their actions as they wait in anticipation for this creature to finally reach its destination. Tuco, what do you do as you're just ready to throw down with this creature that you're literally the size of its foot, probably?
Can I make it to him or not?
Probably not by normal means, because if you jump off your log, you're just going to sink right into the muck.
Okay. Well, can I use one of my javelins to attack him?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, I would do that, but as he's raging and growling, like, you would see all of a sudden, like, this ghost, like, appear near him, and that's pretty much his ancestral guardians.
Right.
Alright, let me see what my thing is.
So now if he attacks anybody else besides you, it's disadvantage, right?
Yeah, and they get a resistance.
All right, so you're going to be the first one that kills.
Yeah, probably. Let's see. Oh, God, that was fucking horrendous. I got a 6.
A 6? That is not going to do it. As you, in a blind rage, just chuck your javelin, basically stepping forward. The log that you're on sinks a bit as you put a lot of momentum in it. It sinks and it throws off your trajectory. The javelin just kind of lands a couple feet in front of you. The troll howls out in response as it starts to run towards you. I guess.
Yeah, is that the trigger?
Yeah, that would probably be the trigger for most people.
Okay. So 12 to hit.
Not going to do it. As the blinding speed of this creature takes you off guard, you go to hold out your hand and shoot a fireball, but one of the tree branches kind of break before you, and you have to literally like hold on to it to not fall down in the tree. The firebolt just kind of shoots into the mud, and as it sees the fire hit the mud beside it, it just howls out in absolute anger seeing this come down, and it will look at you also in realization of what you just tried to do. Anybody else want to spring their ready to action, as this thing is now literally seconds away from attacking?
All right, I swing one-handed. I swing the warhammer as hard as I can, connecting with it, I guess, on a 20.
Yeah, that's going to do it. 15's your mark on this bad boy.
Okay, and I smash into its face, maybe cracking a few bones or knocking out a tooth for 7 bludgeoning.
7 damage as you come before it. You just smash into its face, and you hear its jawline kind of momentarily crack and dislocate. Its jaw kind of hangs there, but still snaps up and down with a hungering rage to it. Anything else? Anyone else want to trigger said readied reaction?
Gunter is going to attack for a 21 to hit.
That's going to do it.
He's only hitting it for 5 damage with his sling. But as a bonus action, I would like to stay hidden, and I rolled a 13.
All right, we'll keep that in mind as things go on. 13 is your hide. It's now the troll's time to act, and as it comes before you, a firebolt shoots into the muck beside it. A javelin, it just kind of not even close to it. It runs forth, goes to claw, takes a warhammer to the face, dislocating its jaw. A pelt hits it in the side of the head, and then on its turn, you see its broken jawline regenerate back up, completely in place. It howls out at you, saliva and just guts pouring into your face, Nangalo. I don't think it's going to attack, unfortunately, Tuco first, since you're the only one to hit it. So, Nangalo, disadvantage on the attack for you. Let's go. It comes across, making a claw attack at first. And this lasts for the entire time. Remind me, Jose?
He didn't hit.
Let me look it up real quick.
I think he missed, so I don't think it triggered.
Oh, really? Let me see. When it hits a target. So yeah, it doesn't even swing at disadvantage. Poof. So over a 20 to hit on the first attack. Completely, you think you got it really good, and then you just feel its claws jab up into your underbelly. 12 damage. It then spins around, seeing the tree that Ilwee's on. It just slams its claws into it, and it's going to knock the tree right out of its roots. Ilwee, give me a dexterity saving throw as you go down. And then while you're rolling that save, sorry, I'm losing my words here. It's going to try to attack you again, Angelo, and it rolls a 16 to hit.
That's a miss.
All right. Dex save on Ilwee.
Yeah, sorry.
3.
25.
25. The tree falls. It's up to you. With that high of a roll, you can jump to another tree or you can land in the mud. You see that Nyangalo is in big trouble, and something's going to need to be done about this creature really quickly.
Yeah, he's going to jump to another tree.
All right. You tree falling, jump to another one, hang on. A couple of the branches break as your momentum starts to slow, but you find yourself perched around level with the creature's head now. Bringing us back up to the top of the initiative. You survived the first round of combat with this creature, but you realize how powerful, how much rage is in this thing. Gunther, what do you do as you see your turtle companion in deep trouble?
I'm going to try and get its attention. So you'd hear a screech coming from the trees, like a rustling of the branches, as I make another sling attack. Not so high on this one. 14 instead of 15.
14. Yeah, 15 is a mix, so you miss, unfortunately. Anything else on your turn?
I'm just not trying to hide anymore. I'm trying to get its attention.
All right, excellent. Ilwee, another one of Gunther's pelts kind of shoot through, bounce off the creature, but doesn't even seem to have an effect. You're on a tree basically across from him, about 7 feet away, and then the troll is maybe within 10 feet of you, but also 10 feet below. You're just basically level with its head. Its back's turned to you as it's more focused on Nangolo, sensing the damage that it's done, sensing that Nangolo's in trouble. You can tell that this creature is going to try to finish him off soon.
Shoot. I mean, he will shoot like this thing regenerates. I imagine fire or acid will do the trick, and he will shoot another firebolt at the thing.
Okay, go ahead and try.
+5. Ooh, that's natural 25.
Nice. All right, definite hit. Go ahead and
It's
roll your damage, double dice.
D10, right?
Yeah.
13 points of damage, of fire damage.
All right, 13. Very nice.
Yeah.
Creature's flesh this time, as if made of dry paper, just lights up like kindling. His entire back engulfs in flame. It howls out in this unbearable pain, as if a creature has just been slaughtered in the worst imaginable way. It howls out and tries to pound out the fire on its back, but it obviously can't reach. Anything else on your turn?
He will prepare. Let me see if this one is the one who has it. He will want to prepare oil. Yeah, he has an oil flask to throw it at the troll in the next round.
Okay, so you reach into your pack knowing that you've enraged this thing now, and you pull out a vial of oil, waiting for your next opportunity. Nangolo, you've seen this creature look you in the eyes, and you've seen death in its eyes. You felt its first devastating attack, and it was getting ready to row in another attack against you, but then lit on fire, it howls out in pain. What do you do as you see an opening to either flee or an opening to press on?
How bad does it look?
Not bad on a scale of good to not bad. Totally not bad.
I can't. I say, everyone, get away. I'll try to get it to keep it off you guys while you get away, and I will actually shoot. All right, I am going to rage. After getting that hit, I hiss loudly. It's a lot scarier from the turtle. And he says, "Run!" And he lays into it again with the warhammer. Ooh, that might not be a hit. No, it is not a hit. Let's see. I only get bonus to damage, I think. Yeah. All right. So he misses.
You go to swing, but as you do, you feel that wound in your stomach, and it kind of just makes you wince as you do. And the creature flailing around so violently, you just kind of swing wide. It doesn't even seem to notice you're attacking. As Tuco, you're now up. You hear this turtle yell out to run, but you're in a rage. You're ready to go. What do you do?
Tuco's gonna go run and stab him in the knee.
All right. Let's see what you got. Now would be a time to start rolling good. 24, that's going to do it.
Let me see my damage. 8 damage.
8 damage. All right. Nicely done. What do you stab him with? What does it look like?
He would probably like run at him and stab him like right in the back of the knee, just.
Absolutely. It between it already violently yelling and that stab, you don't really notice if it's just continuing to yell about the fire or if it even noticed your stabbing pain, but nonetheless you do so. Anything else on your turn? As you now hit, it basically does swing at disadvantage on everybody else, correct?
Yes.
And then that lasts for, does it actually say when I use this to actually, yeah, you look up how long that lasts for, and I will go on to the troll. Unfortunately for you,
it says it lasts until my next turn, so pretty much every time I attack, it reapplies to whoever I attacked.
Perfect. Yeah, as long as you're hitting. Gotcha. All right, thank you for that. Ilwi, as you let go this fire bolt from your back, finding purchase a weakness on this creature, you remember your studies of these horrifying creatures and their regenerative ability. You light it on fire, stopping it from regenerating this turn. But as it turns around and looks at you in absolute anger, it just charges, and it's going to go right for you in the tree. Opportunity attacks for Nangalo and opportunity attacks for Tuco.
I missed. I got an 8.
12 damage
Wait,
as I smash it.
Can I use my luck to reroll it?
Did you take the lucky feat?
I'm a halfling.
All right. Oh yeah.
You rolled the 1?
You rolled the 1?
Ooh.
I got a crit.
Nice. That's one extreme to the other. Go ahead.
7 damage.
7 damage as your crit. That's double dice.
Well, I didn't do double ties. I just did. You want me to roll again?
Yeah. Was it a natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah. So natural 20 means both or double the dice and add the modifier only once.
Okay, good. All right, 10.
10? All right, nicely done. So yeah, as this thing turns around and abandons any sort of like tactical approach, it just runs for Ilwi, and you guys let out this powerful attack between the two of you, slamming into its back, stabbing into its side. Let's see if you've bloodied it. You have bloodied it officially. As it runs over, letting out this squealing, croaking sound. It comes to you in the tree, Ilwi, and it jumps up and just tries to attack at you, doing so at disadvantage due to Tuco. The first attack comes through. Because of disadvantage, it was going to be a natural 20, but now is a 15 to hit. Does that get through?
Let me double check. I think it does because he does not. Oh wait, no, he's using.
Yeah.
He's using his wand, so he should have his.
You have a shield.
Shield, yes. Right. So it will miss.
All right. So then you interact with reaction spell shield. Is that what you're doing?
No, not the spell. He was before when the thing came. Before we could see it, he was readying his bow. But after he saw it, he will have to change his bow to a shield and his wand.
All right. So the first attack gets through. It lands back into them.
If he rolls 15, he misses.
Misses, sorry. Jumps up, tries to swing at you. You block it just narrowly with your shields. It lands into the mud with a thud, causing this basically tidal wave of mud all around it. It looks up at you and growls again. This time it's going to grab onto the tree and just try to rip it down. Rolling. Let's see if it can knock the tree down. These things aren't the most sturdy, and he's pretty strong. So it rolled a 20-some to knock down the tree. So I'm going to say, give me another dexterity save as he's trying to just rip you into the mud.
24.
24. You keep up. Are you jumping to another tree?
Yes.
All right. And then again, it will try to bite at you. Again, disadvantage because of the ancestral aura. And you got really lucky as I rolled a 3 and a 5 at disadvantage. So all 3 attacks miss as this thing is just enraged and trying to do everything that you can, Ilwi. You're jumping from tree to tree as it's knocking it over, narrowly dodging all of its attacks. Gunther, you're now back up. The creature has put about maybe 15 feet of distance between you as you're still hidden away. It hasn't even seemed to notice you as you continually pelt it with your sling.
Has anybody... So obviously Tuco has stabbed the creature. Would it be possible that that weapon is still like embedded in him, or has he disengaged from Tuco?
He is away from Tuco for sure.
Okay. I would like to try and I think I'm gonna, if it's still not paying attention to me, I'm gonna try and get closer.
All right, so you know that jumping down into the mud would just squash any chance of movement for you. So it's going to be jumping from tree to tree. So that's going to be an acrobatics check to see how far you're able to get.
For sure. So yeah, I try to find the sturdiest branch in this, spindly tree here, and kind of hurl myself at the closest tree. Will a 13 get me there?
A 13 will definitely get you from one tree to the other, but it's not necessarily the most agile or acrobatic of displays. You jump over, and again, you grab onto a branch. It's not as sturdy as you thought. It begins to crack. You shift your momentum. You can decide to leave your movement there at 15 feet and basically just that's the end of your movement, or fall down into the mud and deal with half of 15 movement in difficult terrain.
No, I think it's probably, like you said, comedic, if anything. Maybe my hand goes into my cloak as I grab this branch, so I have no grip here. And as I slide, I kind of like spider myself. When someone like almost falls and they tense up, that's me, because I haven't jumped from tree to tree in 5 years. I'm using muscles I don't have anymore. So, yeah, I'm maintaining a homeostasis at this point, trying to get up this tree.
All right, so yeah, you hang on to it. I'll still give you your action. I'm not going to say you lost your action. You just basically end your movement there, so you didn't make it that far. The troll is about 10 feet away from you still. You're muted again, my friend.
Yeah, basically, I'm strung out in this tree. I couldn't get a clear shot.
All right, so yeah, you try to line something up, but it's not easy to do so as there's trees in between your fire. Another slingshot kind of goes wide. Ilwi, the creature is doing everything in its power to get to you now, as it obviously highly dislikes the fire attack you just sent upon it. You knew this was going to happen.
Is it still on fire?
The fire is now out, so if you don't do something about it again, with your history check on this thing that it needs to sustain fire damage to thwart its regenerative abilities.
Yeah, does it still have a bit of fire?
Probably not. It's probably out at this point.
Okay. He will still, however, wait. Can he use? If he casts? He will use the flask of oil and smash it with a 21 in throwing it at the troll's face.
All right, so with a 21, you definitely smash the oil in its face, temporarily blinding it. It lets out another just yell in anger and just tries to pull away the oil, but it's too thick in its eyes. That's your action?
Yeah, and moving away because he cannot use his bonus action as to cast.
Yeah. So you're going to try to move away from it then?
Is he in melee?
He's in melee with you, yeah.
He will try to...
His eyes are covered right now, so it will swing at you at disadvantage, although I guess it would do it anyways because of the aura. And then...
Yeah, if there are more trees, he will try to...
Give me a quick acrobatics check. Just the DC 10 for this.
Acrobatics?
Yep. Going from tree to tree, I'll say.
And because... no, he doesn't have so +2. Wait, what? Oh, yeah, +5. Sorry, I'm using 10.
10? So yeah, you narrowly hang on, jumping from one tree to the other, blinding the creature. It just swings in a blind fury, hoping to take you out, and you narrowly miss as he just turns that tree that you were on seconds ago into timber. You jump and hold onto a tree for dear life. It kind of sways under your weight, and then we have Nangalo up.
How far away is he from me?
He's gotten only about 15 feet away from you. Actually, I'll probably say a little less, 10 feet.
Okay, I can move 20 with the penalty.
Nice.
So I move up to him, hissing at him, and I take a big swing with my hammer. Natural 20.
9,
12, 14 points of damage.
Okay, nicely done.
And then I... how bad does he look?
He's over bloodied now, but definitely not. Still got a little bit of fight left in him. and you know that he's not on fire right now, so he's going to start to regenerate a bit unless you or Tuco light him on fire.
Okay, I am gonna snap at him with my beak. That should be +5. Yeah, okay, it's all +5. Okay, so that hits. So 1, 2, 7 points of damage with the first bite.
Okay. Yep.
And then I snap the air trying to bite him again.
All right, nice. You just chomp into him and you just taste this disgusting rotting skin, but nonetheless you rip out a chunk of him. Tuco, you're now up, and it kind of left you behind, so you're kind of in this weird situation where you're actually ground level and the creature's about 10, 15 feet away from you.
Can I still reach him or not?
By how much do you move normally? What's your normal
25.
movement? 25? Yeah, I guess technically you could get to him then.
Yeah, I would get to him and try to stab him in the back.
Yeah, so you just jump into the mud, kind of like sink up to your shoulders, and then push yourself through. Coming up to him, go ahead and try to roll an attack.
17.
17's going to hit.
7 damage.
7 damage, nice. So yeah, it is very badly injured at this point. But then you know that your turn's over, right, Tuco?
Yeah. I would just make sure that this time when I stab him, I'm going to leave my sword on him.
You're going to leave your sword. All right. So yeah, you stab and leave the sword in his back.
That's kind of metagaming knowledge from what I was saying in the chat, so you don't have to necessarily do that.
I'm fine with it if you want to say that Gunther yelled it out. Unless you're, for some reason, trying to keep it a secret.
No, not at all. I definitely yell it out.
Yeah, so you just yell out, stab the sword in him, and then obviously Tuco can follow the command at that point. Speaking is a free action, so I'm fine with that. Sword stabs into its back, but with the creature not being on fire now, its face just completely covered in ink. It's looking around, and then it momentarily, not necessarily calms itself, but goes into its survival primal kind of instinct. It begins to sniff, and you know, Ilwi, that trolls have incredibly keen smelling. So even though it's blinded right now, it can probably at least smell the enemies around it. You begin to see the wounds that you've dealt start to slowly, I guess probably not even slowly at this point, but heal somewhat. The stab wound done before, the hammer into the creature's back, you see it start to undo itself as it regains some hit points. And let me just double check before I cheat. All right, so it's that. Okay. It sniffs around, and with Nangalo and Jose or Tuco around, it's going to roll a d4. A 1 and a 2 is Tuco. 3 and a 4 is Nangalo, because it doesn't really know who's who. It's just smelling. And I rolled a 3. So Nangalo, it turns on you, swinging at disadvantage. It rolls a 14 to hit. Obviously not doing so. Finding purchase on you, though, it starts to gang its momentum. It's going to lunge forward again, trying to claw. Would have been another natural 20, but this time a 14 but plus modifier 21 to hit. Probably going to do so, I'm assuming, by the look of joy on your face. So it slams into you for 9 damage as it just rips across, slashing into you. And then finally, Tuco, it's going to come for you.
That 9 is a 4 then?
Yep, because you it's not magical damage, it's just slashing. 15 to hit you, Tuco. Negative. All right, you jump out of the way, basically like backsplashing into the mud, and then picking yourself up, just narrowly dodging this troll's bite. We're back to the top of the initiative now as Gunther, you're finally steady yourself on this tree. The creature about maybe 10 feet away from you. A little bit less probably, but you're above in the tree.
I would like to maneuver as close as possible. Actually, hold on. I just had this in front of me and I switched pages. I'm going to try and use my movement of 25 feet to position myself in the next tree, which will probably be another acrobatics check. But after which I would like to Oh, I can see it. Never mind. You see Gunter kind of open up what's left of his tunic and pull out some various materials, small vials and whatnot. You see him put a stopper on the vial and shake it, and he throws it at the blade sticking out of the back of the troll. And by doing so, he's casting heat metal.
All right, what kind of save do I need to make? Is it con, I believe?
Just says any creature. Yep, con savings throw. So you're looking for a total.
It rolled a 12 on its con. Not very good.
12 is what you had to get.
All right, good enough, I guess. So I think what that means, if I remember correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong since you have the spell in front of you, is that it basically drops the thing. So yeah. I'm going to say that with a 12, it passes. It senses that the thing's there, and it'll just basically rip it out. But you still get to do the damage, I believe. And then, in turn, catch it on fire.
Yeah, it's 2d8 fire damage.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
We're looking at 10 total.
10 damage total? All right, yeah, so you basically start to focus on this dagger or weapon stabbed into its back, and you begin to heat it up. The metal starts to grow this searing hot orange glow to it, and you hear the troll's skin begin to sizzle and burn, and it makes its way up to the oil that's kind of been dripping down its body. Once the blade touches the oil that's dripping down, again, the creature completely engulfs in flame. This time its whole entire body caught in the fire from Ilwi's oil. Anything else on your turn?
Nope. I think, I guess actually I would like to use my bonus action to hide again.
All right, go ahead and try to do so.
We're sitting at 17.
All right. Ilwi, as you finally get momentum or you're positioning on the tree, you turn around, one arm on the branch, looking over, you see this creature just emblazoned into a ginormous bonfire of troll. You smell its skin cooking. You hear it howling out in pain. What do you do as you know that it's near death?
Shoot another firebolt, hoping that it makes completely incinerates the thing.
All right.
14.
14 to hit, does not do so.
Okay, misses.
You miss. The fire is so intense that you basically have to cover your eyes momentarily as it's just swinging around trying to put it out. You miss the firebolt. Ningalo, you see your opportunity, though, as this creature is on the bare brink of life. You sense that you can put it to rest, this horrible creature. What do you wish to do?
Spare its life. No.
I parlay with it.
I parlay. Yes, I'm going to parlay with my -1 charisma. I parlay with my hammer. 20. That's 9 points of damage with the hammer.
Nice.
Is it down?
It is not down.
Then basically,
as you slam into its back, you knock it down into the mud. It kind of rolls over momentarily, picking itself up. Its face just completely covered in mud, but this oil is just caught so much that it's literally not even put out. It turns around and it howls in pain, picking itself up quickly. But you can go in and do your bonus action, right?
Was it prone?
Not technically prone, just kind of like speaking descriptive wise or fluff, I guess.
That's fine. I will use my second key point. I mean, I just channel this anger at it, and I start biting at it with this unnatural speed. And it moves out of the way very easily.
Nice.
I got a 10. And I got 13 on the second one.
You can't finish it. It's just flailing, and as it does so, it just throws its arm down, and you have to jump out of the way, and as it does, mud splashes up. You catch the mud in your mouth, and you get this horrible taste of like just you bit into a dirty old like rotted sausage or something. You spit it back out, unable to attack. You just have this disgusting mud in your mouth. You're unable to go on. Tuco, beside this creature, though, it just basically jumps over you, splashing in the mud. It's rolling around. It picks itself up. It has 2 HP as it stands before you. Can you finish it off?
Let's hope. I would probably like grab this sword that I stuck in his back and just try to stab him in the same place, just like.
All right, it rolled this. It actually ripped the sword out. So I'm gonna give you a bit of a time here and say that you have to make a quick investigation check to find your sword that flew into the mud.
I'll just punch him then.
I'll punch him. Go ahead. That works too.
18.
18 does hit. And then a punch, I believe, does 1 damage normally plus your strength modifier. So as long as you have at least a +1 in your strength, which I'm sure you do as a barbarian, go ahead and describe how you punch this troll to death.
He would probably he was trying to find his sword, and the hole's there where the wound was, but he couldn't find the sword, so instead he just went in and grabbed some guts or something and ripped them out.
All right, the troll lets out one more horrific wail before having a part of its maybe throat ripped out to the ground, and then suddenly you just cut its screaming short. Silence. The crackling of the troll's back still heard. It sinks into the mud, and then slowly you hear the mud start to gurgle over it, and the fire sizzle out as it's swallowed by the bog, the morbid mire. The troll has been defeated, but it has got its licks in, and you now find yourself still unaware of really your location in this mire, in nighttime quickly approaching.
We should have recruit the troll as a guide.
You ask the troll if it wishes to guide you. Maybe you can find another one. You guys should look for another troll guide.
Okay. Guys, I think the organs of this beast can be sold for some profit, and maybe where it come from can give us a bit of direction. He might have a hideout somewhere here.
You can definitely do a survival check to harvest some troll goodness. Anyone wishing to harvest some nice little troll fingers? They're a delicacy in some parts of the world.
Tuco's gonna grab some of his blood and paint himself. It's like board paint.
Nice.
Blood, heart, tongue, fangs.
What do you roll? What did you roll on the survival check?
If I am going to do it, let me roll.
I don't think anyone else wants to touch that thing.
I'm not helping you.
I'm using guidance.
Gunter would assist.
I'm using guidance.
All right, so guidance and advantage because of Gunther.
Okay, advantage, that's good.
I got an 18. I would help him hack thumbs and fingers and whatnot too.
Nice.
11.
11. All right, so 11's not really enough to get anything, but we'll say that Tuco hacks off a nice big into its rib cage and opens it up, and with an 18, I'll say that you're able to harvest the troll's heart, which you'll definitely be able to sell in town to the right vendor. Which there's always a right vendor.
I would probably sell it, but he would probably keep it with him at all times as a trophy.
All right. Tuco, you pocket the troll heart, satisfied with your kill.
Is there anything in the troll?
Nothing that really strikes you as stuff you want to have, I guess.
Okay. What
11,
should we do?
Yeah, you know this now with your licks kind of obviously some people got beat up a little worse than others. You know now that it's about midday, and you also know that travel in this bog is incredibly just slow. Something that would take you normally a couple hours to walk in this deep, thick muck literally takes you a day.
Do you think we could take short rests? I spit out some blood.
You're down? Okay, so I will use one of my spell slots and cast Cure Wounds on him.
All right, what do you heal for? I don't know.
1d8 plus. Ooh.
I appreciate it, but now you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I prefer to save those resources to prevent you from dying. So if you go down, I put you back into your feet so you can keep fighting. Because I mean, I can recover them only after a long rest, and we are not having one.
I was at he dropped me to an 8 with that hit, and then the second hit, I was raging in the disadvantage, and it dropped to a 4.
Lucky.
Well, I was raging anyway, so either way, I would have gotten disadvantage. You weren't hitting, so I raged.
Yeah. Let me tell you that Ancestral Guardian probably saved a lot of things there, as it missed more than it should have. You dodged at least 2 natural 20s, and on a troll, that would have been pretty devastating.
So you heal 5 points.
And you guys can definitely short rest if you wish. It's only an hour of your time, and I'll say it's around noon right now. But it's going to take you some time to basically get back on track. What did you roll as an investigation, Tuco, to find your sword? This might slow you guys down a bit too.
Give me a second to roll it, because I was waiting for you to tell me.
Yeah.
So, are we taking a short rest then?
Up to you guys.
I will vote for us to take a short rest.
Apparently, I never found my sword, because I got a 3.
A 3, perfect. So what I will say is I won't troll you that hard, but basically, if you want to find your sword with a 3, you're going to have to take a couple of hours. Let me see how many hours it takes you. And you tell me right now, do you really want to look for your sword, or do you want to just forget it and not waste your time?
Can my is investigation? I have expertise.
All right, give me an investigation, as you can maybe cut down some of the time.
26.
26, nice. So I'll say that it takes an hour then, which is enough time for Niangelo to catch his breath.
Thanks, because I was gonna say if it was gonna take forever, I would just leave it. I mean, it would suck, but
yeah.
Did you say we regain our hit dice on a long rest?
Yeah. So basically, the way long rest in my game work right now is it does everything the same except heal you full. You get no healing from a long rest. You still need to spend hit dice, but everything else that long rest normally does still does in my game. It just gets rid of that full heal. But let me tell you, you guys ain't getting no long rest out here.
He will attempt to, after the battle, try to make Rina his hawk to fly above and try to identify where we are.
Okay. Go ahead and give me I guess for the hawk, it's probably just perception.
Okay. A 20 and
20.
19.
Yeah, so what do you see that pulls you guys back on track? What helps you? What does the hawk see that
Okay, so guiding himself with the map, she will fly above and try to see locate whatever mountains and points of reference we could get, and he will use that with the small bit of knowledge about the sun and its position in the middle of the day to try to locate the group in the map.
Right. Now, one thing I just remembered that I think we probably forgot, and you tell me how it works for a familiar, because I honestly don't know, but you have a point of exhaustion.
Yeah.
Does that go over to your hawk? I don't think it would.
No, the hawk has independent.
Okay. Did you remember that for the fight? I definitely forgot, and it's fine if you didn't.
Yeah, I forgot as well.
That's okay. Yeah, me too. That's my fault though. That's my job to remember.
Yes, I think it only was the acrobatics check for the.
No worries. But yeah, let's try to remember that from now on. But you will say, so you say you found the river with the hawk?
Yeah, sure. The river, a mountain, something, and he will try to point out.
Okay, so do you guys want to head back to the river, knowing that you haven't really found any gutweed yet? Or do you want to, knowing now that you see the mountain, kind of catching your bearings, go basically to where the gutweed should be? Basically, do you guys want to turn tail right now and say, fuck it, it's not worth it? Or do you want to go for some Gutweed?
Winter's good. I came out here for money.
All right. Nangolo, how's Nangolo feeling? As he's basically the only one that got a licking in that fight.
He seems after resting a bit, he looked like he was meditating. Kind of, he was actually praying to the dragon turtle god that he has. What was it? I forget the name. The one in the bay.
The one in the bay. His name is Armag.
Yeah, so he's praying. He prays to Armag, and he looks pretty good. He has a few scratches on him, but he looks like he's still doing pretty good.
All right, so you guys continue on, and heading forth now with Ilwi finding the way.
Wait. Before we go, should we find the troll hideout, or should you just go on?
I would say go on. I don't want to fight anymore.
Okay, sorry, I was curious.
All right, I hear that troll guides around these parts are some of the best guides you can find, though. I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, it's really up to everybody else. I mean, there might be treasure in his cave.
I am offended. Clearly, the goblin guides are the best.
Actually, I don't remember seeing any troll or goblin guides, but I did see a turtle guide. Maybe we should have asked him.
No, he is a crook and a con man.
As you guys have your banter, either give me a perception check or an investigation check, and tell me what you roll, or tell me what check you used.
For Ilwi.
And was that 4 on a perception or investigation?
No. Are you talking to me?
Everybody, the whole entire party.
Investigation to keep moving.
I'll tell you what you see when you roll it.
Roll
18.
a 14.
14 on a perception or investigation, my friend.
Perception.
All right.
18 investigation.
Okay, 20 perception. And what about you, Tuco?
23 total on my perception.
All right. So, Gunther, go ahead and add 2 golden gutweeds to your inventory as you investigate and find 2 of these golden. They almost seem to like glitter like actual gold, and that's obviously where they got their name from. And as you see them, you pull it out, and they're these big lily pads. And as you pull it out, you see where the other half of the name comes from, Gutweed. You rip it out, and the root or vine on this thing literally looks like the intestines or inner guts of some horrifying creature, and it just literally almost has like a skin-like texture to it. It's really unappetizing, but you know that these bad boys sell for quite a bit of money. 100 gold a lily pad. So you just found yourself 200 gold right there if you can make it back alive. The other people who rolled a perception check, you guys see 5 shapes, humanoid, lumbering through the muck. They move with like an exhausted sway, almost as if they're just barely carrying themselves off. Feet just dragging through the muck. As you look at them, they're about probably 80 feet away, and you know that daytime is quickly kind of fading. We're at about evening now, and as you see these 5 figures, they're just completely covered in the muck of the land. You can't even see any features or physical identities to these things. They just literally look like blobs of muck moving towards you guys slowly.
Can I try to
How we
jump?
look? Can you tell what those are? Using that elven brain of yours?
He will try to see through his knowledge, historic or arcane or religious. Yes, he's proficient in religious as well.
All right, tell me what you're rolling and what you rolled.
Let's go with nature plus 5, 20.
20. So as you look at these creatures, just like this mud sludge like creatures you think they are, they don't really seem to, with a 20, resemble any monster or entity that you have heard of. You can't really tell what it is, and you're still a bit far away, and that's probably what it is, you think. But even with a 20 nature check, you have no clue what these things are that are just trekking on, pounding through the mud.
Yeah, we better move away from them. I don't think it's okay to engage them. But I don't know what they are.
Ngalo says something in a totally unique language. It's Aquan. Something about the goblin. He let the goblin guide him, and he got lost. Let the elven sage identify some creatures, and he can't. It's like,
come on.
But then he said, "Well, I couldn't fight half of that battle. I was getting hit too many times. But hey."
Did you add the 5 hit points you recover from the healing spell, the cure wounds?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay.
As you guys banter back and forth, what is Tuco doing? Everyone sees these things approaching.
Javelin.
You're throwing a javelin at it? All right, go ahead and do so.
23 total.
23 total. You pull one out of your back, basically being pulled on this surfboard like log, launch it through the sky. Actually, it's at disadvantage since they're like 100 feet away. Javelins can't throw that far, I believe, at regular. So roll again. 19 still hits, slamming right into the chest of this monster. It falls down into the muck. And then you see the remaining 4 forms just stop. And then looking around, you hear a voice call out, "Please, don't!
Tuco, what the hell?
Hold fire!"
My Elwick Hawk flies over and communicates telepathically what he sees, but without from a certain
So you
distance.
fly into the creature and kind of land on a branch, look at it, and then you see that these muck-formed creatures, the one that yells out, it's a female's voice, and she kind of reaches up suddenly, this blob, a hand comes from the mud and just wipes away at the face, and you see just completely drenched in this thick mud, a dirty but female face yelling out, "Please, don't!"
I run over as fast as I can to the body that Tuco took down, and I try to use my healer's kit on
Kill
it.
shot, nice. So you see the 3 others individuals hunched over, and they're basically trying to pull the form out of the muck, and you see that it's like this younger looking teenage boy with a javelin just deeply embedded in his chest. They're holding on to it, and you just see mud and like blood just kind of intertwining. Why would you do that? Please, leave us alone.
I mean, we're in a dangerous place. What are you doing in here? We're adventurers.
The girl steps up to you and just says, "And that's what we were too. But we got lost and beat up. And now we're trapped out here. And now Jasper, he might not make it because of you guys."
I make sure to smack Tuco upside the head, and I try to use the healer's kit to stabilize.
Give a medicine check.
Elwick with cast prestidigitation on any one of the moody creatures to clean up.
Let's say you prestidigitation right where the wound is, so that this disgusting mud doesn't get any more involved into it. Yeah. So you prestidigitation it clean, giving Nangalo a good look at it. So I'll say, since he prestidigitationed it, you can actually roll your medicine check at advantage since you're using a healer's kit, you have everything you need to stabilize the poor guy.
Have advantage on that?
Yeah.
19 still.
All right. So yeah, you're able to stabilize poor Jasper. You pull the wound out and basically kind of stuff gauze into it and stop the bleeding. They all look around and just look to you two, go, why? Why would you do that?
Sorry, we're a little on edge. We just were attacked by a troll not too long ago. Sorry for his mistake, but he should be fine if you guys don't run into any problems.
Tuco he feels bad and he's gonna walk up to the person with the troll heart and give it to them.
You're gonna give the troll heart to the kid that you hit with a javelin?
Yeah, he better take that shit or he's gonna get
He's definitely unconscious right now, as you actually did kill him.
Yeah.
But we're not kill him, but knock him unconscious. So yeah, he's not conscious. But you can give him the heart on his unconscious body or give it to one of his friends.
I give Tuco back his bloody spear. Smack him upside the head. Not enough to do damage, just like tap him.
You get a crack over the head with your javelin to check yourself. This girl introduces herself as Jessica, and she introduces the other four as Syl, Venro, Jasper, and Beckett. And they all tell you that they're part of the Emerald Enclave. And the four of them came out here to... and then you look at their pack and you see it, that there's just a whole bunch of gutweed just stashed into it.
First and foremost, while clean them or with prestidigitation, I will want to ask you, do I believe them?
Insight check.
Insight check. It's insight check. Okay. +1 with disadvantage, right?
Yep.
I've been a 20 and a 7.
20 and a 7. So with a 7, you just basically get the feeling that they're terrified. And what they would tell you, as Nangolo says, your friend should be fine as long as you guys just stay out of trouble. One of them would speak up, Beckett, and say, all we found out here is trouble. We came looking for this goddamn weed, and yeah, we found it, but now we're not going to make it back with our lives. And as you look at him, one of his arms are literally ripped off. And he would say, yeah, we ran into trolls too.
Well, hold on here. Maybe we can work this out. Come to a
Gunther,
conclusion.
you see, give me a perception check, Gunther.
All right. We're looking at a solid 15 on the die for a total of 17.
You count on his back because losing an arm, he's not really good at fighting anymore. So he's just kind of been the mule of the group now. And you see literally about 6 gutweed lilies jammed into that pack. $600 worth of goods.
Okay.
Do I recognize any of them?
Are you from the Emerald Enclave?
I'm not officially yet, but I've done a few things for them. I just don't know if I've.
Give me a history check, and then we'll resolve Gunther. I know you want to say something to them after that.
14.
14. Jessica Alventra. She tells you her name is. Sounds vaguely familiar. Maybe like a priest-like figure of the Emerald Enclave that has come here and has helped people returning back from expeditions. Go ahead, Gunther, though, as you're trying to say something.
Surely, we could carry some of that gutweed for you. We could all work together as a team to make it back to the river. Surely you can make it down the river.
Jessica approaches you. It just says, she actually comes up to you and kind of, I guess basically are you back on the turtle shell or are you in the mud?
I'm probably on, I don't know if I ever came down from the trees.
So you're just swinging from tree to tree. She would look up to you
up here
and just, we'll do whatever it takes if you take us in, please. We can't make it much longer out here on our own. They won't stop attacking us. We needed to cover ourselves in this just to hide.
Well, I think that, given the circumstances, I believe me and my partner here, pointing to the elf, can maybe try and figure out where we are and get you on your way. Of course. First, some gutweed.
She reluctantly, because that's what she came out here for, looks at you, but she knows that her life and her friends' lives are more important than that. And then she would just kind of, yes, you can take what you need. Just please help us get back.
Wait, Elwick will stop him. I am not going to bribe. Sorry, what is the word for extortionist? What is the
Blackmail?
bad word? Blackmail?
Where
No,
I am from, I am merely asking a price for my services.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
we're
that.
giving the service.
Ask things to people that are at disadvantage to get something in return. He will say something like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I mean, we're here to get money, but these people clearly need help.
I'm more than willing to give that to them. But I need to know that I'm being compensated appropriately for my time. Yaglo, how do you feel? Would you help me?
Yes. I think I will help take them back, obviously, for a charge, but yes.
See, look, I knew one of us could be reasonable.
How often did you encounter a patch of those flowers? Are they easy to find?
She would say that we got too close to their home, where they live. There's so much of this, literally more than we could carry. But then they found us, and after the troll attack, we could barely get away. I don't know what's worse, them or the trolls.
Do they still live?
He will turn back to his friends, Elwick, and say, "See, if we were going to find the hideout of the trolls, we were able to find more of this stuff. Two beards with the same stone."
I know that, speaking from experience, about 6 hours ago, I didn't even get hit, and I know I don't want to fight one of those, let alone find their home. These willing with clients are asking for some help at an expenditure of some of their profiteering gain. I say we give it to them. Who are we to tell them no? They're asking for help.
I got a question. Are they still grilling me after I jet that kid?
Tuco, you stay away. Tuco, you stay away.
Tuco, since this group is literally their only chance at survival, anyone with like a passive intelligence of like over 10 would see that these four are not going to make it back on their own. Whether they like you or not, it's really not a matter of, it's more just life or death now. So no one's really grilling you. Although you can tell that when Jasper comes back to consciousness, he at first is like a bit angry and just like, why would someone just throw a javelin at an unidentified human being? But then Jessica would just kind of go over and whisper to him and say that like these people are our only hope.
So
I would approach him and give him the heart now, like here. Like I
just throw this like bloody, disgusting, gory troll's heart to him, and doesn't look like he's necessarily pleased by it, but he just takes the heart and looks at Jessica and then packs it.
I think that's his way of saying sorry.
Cultures and stuff from the north.
Okay. You guys can go on if you want, but I'm deciding to go with them. My expedition. If you don't want part of my expedition, you can go off on your own. I'm helping them, and I'm pretty sure Gunter is going to side with me. What about
at this
you?
point, Gunter has taken the initiative to climb back on you, and we're a team.
Best buds again.
Are you up for helping them get back?
Yeah, I mean, wait, and he will take out his map as clean as he can be. He will take out his map and like ask for pointers where they found their hideout and mark it on the map. Put back the map into his backpack and
You're
say,
asking them for a troll's hideout?
yeah, information about the trials hideout and
Yeah, what
and
Jessica
the
would say
stacks
to
of-
you is, trolls. It's not what we're talking about. We've only encountered one troll.
Yeah, well, where you find the
We're
flowers.
talking about the grung.
Yeah, I mean, willing to help, but I need to know where we can find those flowers.
Yeah, she would point it out on the map and say that they found the grung's basically home. But there was a lot of them, and they didn't even really get inside, and they were found, and the grung have been chasing them ever since. They needed to basically cover themselves in mud just to avoid.
Okay, that's it. I'm willing to go back with them. If you have to ask for their tanks with proper with those getting an amount of those flowers, okay. But I have a priority to helping these people get back in I mean safe.
As soon as the word grungs is mentioned, Gunter's on alert. We need to go.
Yeah, I don't want to tangle with the grung right now. I'd say we just try to make it back. These people are a priority. If you want, we can come back, in a week or two.
Sure.
We've rested up. I'm pretty sure, Elwee, you're not in a condition to keep going. You probably want to head back. Gunter, I'm pretty sure you're up for heading back, and Tuco, you can stay if you want. I will have no problem with that.
It's not very nice, Tuco, eh?
So I say let's go. Anyone disagree with me?
All right. Then it seems like everyone's heading back. Now it's a matter of finding your way back, though. Is Ilwi taking the check again since he has the hawk?
Yeah.
What
I mean-
kind of check is it?
Survival.
I would like to take. I'll make sure that Gunter's not in front, and I will try to find the way out if someone wants to help me.
Gunter will
Okay.
assist, but not lead.
With survival with guidance, a total of 22. Oh wait, disadvantage.
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you sure you
disadvantage.
want to let him? Yeah. Wow. Total 21, 2 natural 20s.
Decent.
Sorry, 22 with the guidance.
Oh, you cast guidance on yourself.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
mean, with disadvantage.
So you begin to head back the way you came. You know that you kind of have been wandering in this bog now for a bit. This is the second day, I believe I've said. And as you find the path back, you begin to walk. But these people that you've taken upon you, these 4 Emerald Enclave adventurers, they definitely slow your pace. Everyone give me a Constitution saving throw now, as you've been out here for a while.
Constitution. Okay. A 1.
Oof, that's not going to be good for you.
What are we rolling?
Constitution save, my friend.
Ooh, I get advantage of those.
Wait, what? You're raging?
Oh no, never mind. But I got +5 anyway. So.
5? How do you have a plus? Oh, well, yeah. I guess I don't have a high con.
Sorcerers get a proficiency in saving throws, Constitution saving throws.
19.
I don't know which other.
All right. So looking at the rolls here, who am I missing? Am I missing someone? What did we roll?
1.
1, right? You said that. So
I guess I'm carrying. Was it Jasper? What was his name?
Yeah, Jasper is the armless, or not Jasper.
Well, Jasper was the injured one.
Yeah,
I'm carrying him. That's why I rolled bad.
Okay. Yep. So everybody but Tuco somehow takes another point of exhaustion, as this boglands is not an easy place to maneuver yourself through. So with that, it's on the third day now, traveling back to the ship or the canoe. That what do you guys find yourself doing? You know that you must only be like a couple hours away. What's everyone find themselves doing?
I just realized you guys don't have a canoe, do you?
Dun, dun, dun.
But oh wait, we have a log. Never mind. We're good.
I mean, if you swim,
Yeah, that's what I mean. So the elf, so Leg and the 5 of them can take the canoe, and I'll swim with you guys, I guess, or we use the log.
well, how many can we keep in the boat? Was it an 8-person canoe?
6-person canoe.
We can make improvise a canoes or logs to joint logs to make as a platform from the wounded one to follow, and I attach it with ropes and up to the canoe. So
All right, so that's definitely going to be a process, right, to basically make a raft. So we'll say with that then that you guys make it back to the canoe. Luckily, since you guys rolled pretty high on the survival check to hide it, it's still there. You pull it from the trees now, and definitely the issue that you have, what is it, 8 people now to get on a 6-person canoe. So with a survival check, go ahead, someone take it to kind of build a raft, and we'll see how long that takes you guys.
Someone want to help me?
Yeah.
add my guidance and
I'll help you out, even though I'm short.
So wait, so you're giving me guidance?
yeah, but he will not help because he has 2 levels of exhaustion.
Well, yeah, I basically the advantage cancels out the disadvantage, right? Disadvantage on
Yep.
oh no, on skill checks?
Yep. Disadvantage on skill checks for your first level.
Oh my gosh.
12, is anyone 16.
16?
Yeah, I rolled a 4 on the guidance, so that helped. But I keep rolling an 8 on this die.
Nice. So I'm going to say that it only takes about 2 hours to put together. And as you get ready to put the final tie on the actual like makeshift raft or whatnot, and you have a feeling that it's at least structurally sound to travel for the next little bit, it's at that point that you hear the snapping of a tree like twig or something breaking, and then another one snapping, then you start to hear in the distance what sounds like
we jump to the canoe and order everyone else to move and jump.
Who's going on the canoe and who's getting put on the raft. Basically, you can fit 6 of the 8 on the canoe, and then I'm going to say the raft can hold 2 people.
I'm going to say those Emerald Enclave and the Leg on the canoe, and I guess the 2 of them on the raft, since it's not going to hold me.
All right.
I have
2 spots, so
I have no issue riding on the raft. If I could casually use mending to kind of secure the bindings and make sure it stays in decent condition.
Yeah, sounds good. That makes sense. You jump on, though, and as you guys jump on, it'll be kind of in the front. You're obviously tired. The 2 smaller folk jump onto the raft, and Angelo splashes into the river, and you begin to basically push yourselves down, but you hear this these entities making their way through the tree line. And remembering how slow and murky the water is, it's definitely not like you're kicking it into high gear. As you jump in and you start to like paddle yourself down, you're obviously not moving at a ripping pace here down the river. And it's at that point that the first let me see here actually. Yeah, that's definitely going to do it. The first spear, actually bow, sorry. The first arrow shoots out from the tree and sinks into the canoe. It actually misses. And then you see jumping from the trees a plethora of colors: green, red, yellows, purples, blacks. These small frog-like men literally jumping from one branch to the other, sailing through the air and then latching on with these web-like fingers, pulling themselves up, taking a bow out and just shooting it at you. You see about 6 of them jumping from tree to tree. Roll me some initiative, boys. That's a 15 on Angelo, 20 on Tuco, 16 on Gunther, and Ilwi. What'd you roll, my friend? You're muted if you're trying to talk.
I'm checking conditions because I don't know if exhaustion gives something.
Second level of exhaustion halves your speed.
Only half speed is initiative is normal.
Initiative. I wonder if that counts as an ability check. Actually, now that I think about it.
Oh, I thought. You know what? I didn't think it did so much. First off, you have second level.
9.
Yeah, 9.
Conditions.
All right, 9 for Ilwi. All right, let me find you. So yeah, the grung have been chasing after these guys for days, and the mud that they had basically covered their trail a bit. But with you guys picking up the pace and not really making that much of an effort to just like hide yourselves, they were able to pick up on the trail on you. And I'm gonna actually say Tuco is the first to go. Him and the grung leader rolled the 20, but I'll give it to you first, Tuco.
All right. Tuco's on a rage, and then javelin his ass.
All right.
That's probably gonna be horrible, but let's see. I got a 15.
Who do you want to go for? The okay. I'll say that the blue grung is the one that's closest to you. So go ahead and do your damage as you definitely hit him.
Right, 1 second. 4.
4 damage to the blue grung. All right. And you're throwing a javelin, you said?
Yeah.
All right. This creature getting ready to pull out a short bow. This frog man, completely blue skin and these black beady eyes. You land a javelin right into his chest, almost knocking him off the tree. It's at that point that this black grung leader, who basically has this short bow and a dagger, he puts the short bow away, pulling out this dagger that seems to be dripping with this thick liquid. He jumps from the tree and lands just in front of you guys on the shoreline and starts to basically do this mesmerizing, like churring / riveting sound. And everybody give me a dex or a wisdom saving throw. As he starts to just ribbit and churr at you, you just hear the croaking of his throat and it just feel drawn to it.
Now, saving throws are not ability checks?
Correct. Saving throws is the 3rd level of exhaustion. That's when you guys really start to get in trouble.
So that
16.
Constitution, I don't think I rolled disadvantage anyway. Never mind. So wisdom.
Nice wisdom save. Nice wisdom save. What did you roll, Yuli? I didn't hear you.
16.
16. All right. Nangalo and Tuco. As this creature begins to churr at you, you just become completely memorized by it. and you now find yourself stunned until its next turn. Next up is the blue grung that you just javelined. And now that you are stunned, it's going to attack you, Tuco. It does so at advantage because you're stunned. It lines up a short bow. Actually, no, it jumps off the tree line and then comes and stabs into you with its dagger. So it rolls a definite hit as it rolled over 20. And I'm just looking up stunned really quick. It's not the worst one. So you take 5 piercing damage and give me another Constitution saving throw now. Let me know what you roll. I don't have the chat in front of me, so just yell it out now as I have to. 16?
Yep.
All right, perfect. So, perfect. You actually just avoid the rest of the damage. You stab into it, and you feel that there's definitely some kind of poison on this creature's weapon, but with your Constitution save overpassing it, you fight off any of the damage that it would have done. Gunther, you're now up as these 2 grun basically frog leap from the tree lines just in front of you and start to churr. You notice that Niangelo and Tuco are completely stunned by it. You see more of these creatures starting to jump forth from the tree lines. What do you do?
First of all, I would have liked to have thought I had my sling ready.
Yep, that sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
I'm going to make a sling attack. We're looking at a 15 modified.
Which grung do you want to do it on? Basically, in front of the party is the black and the blue grungs, but you also have a whole other bunch of colors if you want me to start reading off the colors.
Which one was making the noise? The black one?
The black one, yeah.
I'm going to go for that one.
All right, go ahead and you rolled a what?
I rolled a 15.
All right, that's going to do it. The black grung has an AC of 13, and the regular ones have an AC of 12.
Perfect. Where did my dice go? Whatever. We're looking at 6 damage total.
6 damage as you just pelt him with one of these sling pellets.
Trying just to get him to stop making that noise.
You beat him in the side of the head, and he stops turning at that point, starts to ribbit at you. Grung, grung.
And with a bonus action, I would like to take my wild shape. If I recall, there is a snake creature in Tomb of Annihilation that can jump.
Maybe. Hold on, I got the a jumping snake. Doesn't sound familiar to me. What CR can you tell it? Can you change into?
I can go up to 2.
Up to 2
or 1 rather. I can go up to 1. Yeah.
All right. So you have something?
I got it. Nope, I got it right here. It's on page 225 for you.
Let me know what the name is. I have Fantasy Grounds.
Jaculi, Jaculi.
Jaculi. Li. Yeah, there it is. Half. Sounds good.
And they can spring up to 30 feet in a straight line and make a bite. I'm not going to do that. That's an action. Never mind. I'm just going to kind of coil around this person on the raft with me.
All right, so you're basically going to coil around one of the Emerald Enclaves?
No, I'm just hanging out at the moment,
hanging out. Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, you shapeshift into this Jaculi. Niangelo, you're stunned, so unfortunately you miss your turn. Sorry, my friend.
I can speak a little.
Yep. Just go ahead.
On boat. Leave.
All right. A green grung now leapfrogs out from the tree line and then lands in front of you, Niangelo. It's going to try to basically land right on top of your shell, although obviously not actually doing so. It just lands nearby in the water and stabs in. It's actually going to throw its dagger at you. Rolling a 19 to hit, which I'm going to assume does so. You take 3 damage and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Nat 20 plus 3, 23.
Nice job. You avoid any of the poison, so 3 piercing damage. All right. A yellow one will now jump out, and Ilwi, it's going to fire a short bow attack at you. Rolling a 17 to hit, Ilwi.
That's hit.
All right. You take a total of 7 damage, and give me a Constitution saving throw.
11.
11 is not enough, and some of the poison starts to burn through your skin and get into your bloodline. You take an additional 5 damage, so a total of actually 12 damage from this short bow attack.
Okay. He's hanging. Oh, let me. 12.
The yellow one, now that it's landed a shot on you, basically grabs its bow and starts to celebrate. Grung, grung, grung. It's your turn now, as it's celebrating just a few feet in front of you.
Okay. My turn?
Yes, sir.
He will shoot a guiding bolt at the boss.
All right. Mr. Elite Grung Warrior. Go ahead. The black one.
21.
I will do so.
19 points of radiant, and the next one to attack, that one has advantage.
That will definitely do. 19, you said? Sorry, how much damage?
Yeah. 9.
Okay, cool. That's really good. All right. That bloodies him as you just guiding bolt right into this creature's face, definitely taking him out of his mesmerizing chur. You slam into him, and then he just starts to sparkle with this radiant energy, definitely setting him up for an attack. As you do that, though, an orange grung and a purple grung come out, and seeing you attack their leaders, they leapfrog into a frenzy, one landing on side of the front side of the raft and one landing on the back side of the canoe, sorry, not raft. And they're both going to swing at you with their daggers, rolling a 14 to hit and a 14 to hit.
Nope.
Neither one hits. As you duck over the first one, backing up, you kind of keep your footing. Another one lunges forward with its dagger. You kind of momentarily jump above its head. 2 grungs now on you. That brings us back to the top of the initiative, where Tuco would normally go, but you're stunned until the grung leader's next turn. So unfortunately, you miss out on a turn. And it will now, seeing that you guiding bolted it, or I guess, I don't know, let me see. Same thing, D4, 1 or 2 on Ilwi, 3 and 4 on Gunther. 2, unfortunately, Ilwi, you're getting the black leaders, or the Grung Elite after you, and it is going to pull out its dagger now, and actually it's going to keep its short bow because it has no reason to approach you, and it's going to shoot, rolling a 16 to hit this time.
Misses.
Misses. All right. Nice job. That ends its turn and brings us up to the blue grung, who is going to again attack you, Tuco. It now at this point jumps down and tries to grapple you. You have disadvantage because you're stunned right now. Or wait, no, at end of his next turn, you're technically not stunned anymore. So you can grapple normally.
I do have a question. Since grappling, that's a strength check. Do I get advantage since I'm raging?
Yeah, because you technically did attack before you were stunned. So, yeah, you're still, I believe you're still enraged.
Okay. 17.
17. It does not manage to grapple you, but nonetheless, it touches you. And as you get touched by this creature, you feel this slimy liquid kind of come off of its webbed-like fingers. And now you need to give me a con saving throw.
18 total.
18. You manage to resist its poisoning attack, which is good for you. Next up is Gunther. 6 grungs are now upon you guys, basically surrounding you and attacking your party in different kind of angles.
Are the others doing nothing?
They don't really, I guess they could technically, but they're pretty badly injured. Yeah, I could say, let's see what Jessica has on her. I'll put them in the initiative for next round for sure if you yell at them to spring into action. Sure. I imagine that they were just hiding at this point. They're pretty badly beat up and probably more exhausted than you guys are.
Yeah, they're going to die. They do not help, so help.
All right, go ahead, Gunther.
So I'm in snake form right now.
Yes,
I'm like 15 feet long. Blue head and red scales. You see me coil up, and at whatever grung is on the raft with me, I'm gonna launch at and bite.
All right, go ahead and do so.
We're looking at a 13 on the die.
That'll do it.
Okay. I do 2d6 damage.
All right. That might be enough to take it down.
I don't know, 4 damage.
Not quite, although you come very close to doing so.
So yeah, my fangs sink into this frog, and you probably see me attempt to coil around it, but that's not one of my abilities. So it's just me trying to find a hold on this thing.
Give me a Constitution saving throw. You're muted if you're trying to answer.
7.
7? All right. Unless your Jakuli form has resistance to poison, you now find yourself with the poison condition for the next minute.
It does not, so I do.
All right. So poison for you. Nangalo, you're now not stunned anymore, luckily.
Okay. How many grung are near me?
I believe there's about... They were basically popping... yeah, there's 2 of them near you.
Okay, first action. I rage.
Yeah.
I would like to rage. I am getting pissed at nobody listening to me, but then again, expect that with an 8 charisma. I'm not a leader. So I get a little pissed, and I will grab one of the grung next to me. And that gives me advantage. I'll take disadvantage with the 18 instead of the 19 with advantage. So +5.
All right.
So no, yeah, 19 plus 5. Oh, so he has to resist. So 24 would be with the advantage. Does he resist?
Grappling him?
Yes.
He can't. Yeah, he. Let me see if he. I guess natural 20s, but I'm pretty sure he can't even beat that, even if he tried. Nope, he does not.
Okay, so I pick him up, and how far away is the leader?
From you, maybe about 10 feet away. Interesting question, though. Are you resistant to poison at all?
No, I'm not.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
20.
20? You're fine.
And I throw him at the boss.
Okay.
That is the leader of the grung. What would I roll for that?
I'm not going to say that this is a finesse throw by any means, as it seems like a pure feat of strength. So go ahead and just roll your strength. You're unfortunately not proficient in grung, though, as a martial weapon.
Next, maybe I'll take that as a Kensai weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so just a +3 instead of a +5. It's 21.
That's going to do so.
How much? What do I roll for this?
Let's say that both grung take a d6 of damage.
All right. 4 plus strength mod.
Sure.
So that's 4, 7, 8, 9. Because I'm raging. 9 points of damage each.
Okay, not bad. Jesus. 9. That puts us at that, and he takes 9. Gotcha. Nice job.
That was. Oh yeah, that was one. Hold on. So I grappled him. Okay, I threw. I guess that would have been like a martial art type thing. I guess since I don't have 2 attacks.
Are you wait? Are you attacking the leader?
Yes.
You got advantage. You can roll on 20.
No, I rolled a 1, so we're gonna ignore that. Okay, so yes, so I did. That's it.
All right, nice turn. Nice grung damage.
Actually, I move up after I throw the grung. I move up to the boss. So I guess that might give me an attack of opportunity. Anyone who's still within range of me.
Yep, one of the grung are going to try to stab into you, rolling a 16 to hit.
Missed 17.
All right. And then that exact grung that just tried to stab into you is going to basically try to jump on your back. give a little contested roll here. Let me know what you rolled. Oh my god. I'm falling apart here at the end.
I should have advantage on strength checks.
Disadvantage from your exhaustion, so just roll straight up.
Oh, right. Ooh, that wasn't good. 11.
11. All right, give me a Constitution saving throw as this grung grabs onto your head and starts to stick its like fingers all over your face, sticks onto you.
I've lived on a jungle island for a long time, and there were actually grung on there, so I'm pretty good at resisting their poison. That was 17.
All right, you resist it. The grung that you just bit into, Jakuli, Gunther, it is going to try to swing back at you, pulling out its dagger. Man, these rolls are abysmal right now. I rolled an 8 to hit, so I'm going to assume that gets out of the way. And Ilwi, you're now up.
He will take his healing potion and drink it. Will it be
Action.
an action? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So an action for a total of 9 points.
All right, nice job.
And I think, yeah, he is not able to use the dodge action.
All right, you quaff down 2 potions, still with an orange and a purple basically flanking you on side of the canoe. Actually, the scouts are in the initiative now, so I'll put them up, and they're going to really have short swords. The 3 of them are going to come up and start to attack, so let's roll a quick attacks here for them. That's a miss on a 10, a hit, and a miss. So one of the grung that is fighting with, just because they're going to go after the ones that are already badly injured. The yellow one gets taken down, which is the one that just swung into you, Jakuli, or Gunther. He's able to, as you dodge out of the way, you see a short sword stab through the back of the grung, knocking it out. Jessica's up and further in the initiative. So 2 attacks for you, Ilwi, as one's going to actually try to grapple you. Go ahead and give me a contest right here.
What context?
Up to you, acrobatics or strength, athletics. The defender gets to
Disadvantage
choose.
because I'm exhausted.
Yes.
So let me check acrobatics. +5. Chum, 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 chum. $19 and 22.
All right. Well, you're not poisoned. Now, the other one that's not grappling you is going to try to stab into you, this time rolling an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
All right. Give me a Constitution saving throw because we know their blades are poisoned now. And I'll tell you the total damage after you roll that.
12.
12. You just narrowly avoid poison damage. So you just take 3 piercing damage as it stabs into you. That brings us to the top of the initiative. Tuco, you're now up and ready for
damage. How much damage?
3.
Okay, thank you.
Tuco's gonna. Can I use my athletics to jump into the other boat or canoe or whatnot?
Yeah, it's not even really a matter of athletics, just because they're like connected to each other. So I imagine you can just like step off.
I'll get into the next one and I'll attack the nearest person who's next to him.
All right, so that would be an orange or a purple, the ones that are fighting with Ilwi.
Which one looks?
Neither one has been hit yet.
Okay, I guess I'll hit the purple.
All right.
20?
20, that does hit.
7 damage.
7 damage. You bloody this creature as the one orange grug is kind of hanging on the back of Ilwi. The other purple one's kind of like trying to walk around and stab into his ankles. You come up behind and just like hack right into him, almost killing him in one blow. Anything else on your turn?
I'll probably just like yell at him while I'm stabbing him, like, ah.
All right, perfect. Let's see here. The black grung is going to fire its short bow, backing up. It jumps into the tree. It can jump 20 feet high, so it literally jumps.
Was that the one I was next to?
You did not make it up to him yet. You were heading that way.
I thought you said he was only 10 feet away.
Yeah. Did you move? I can't. Yeah,
I moved. I moved.
Yeah.
Well, I have 40, so
yeah. I guess you did move. Yeah, I'm fine with that. All right. I'll give you a swing at it then, because he's not going to disengage.
Since I didn't say I took out my Warhammer, I decided I'm going to bite at him. Natural 20. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Plus a 4, so maximum damage is 8. 9. Hold on. 8, 9, 10, 11. 13 points of damage with my bite.
Nice. That's a good bite. Yeah, you almost take him right out. And with that, he again does jump, and then he's going to recharge his mesmerizing chur, and he's going to try to make you all give a wisdom save again. Rolled a 6 on my recharge.
Wisdom save. Okay.
Tuco, you're not having very much luck with these churs. Something about the just majestic chur of a grung is just enthralling
21.
to you. 21.
Yeah.
Modded 18. Who am I missing? 21. No, we're good. All right. Only Tuco is stunned again as the grung starts to chur. He gets mesmerized in this sound. The grung leader is going to then shoot another longbow at Nangelo for biting into him. 18 to hit.
Yes, that hits. I didn't take out my shield yet.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw as they just line all their weapons with poison.
Unmodified 13.
You save against it. Only
No,
9
sorry, 18. So 21.
piercing damage of 9 as the short bow does max damage.
So that's 4.
All right, that puts Jessica up, who is going to run and try to basically, let's see what she has, a mace. Swing the mace in the back of the purple one's head, crushing it. Taking him out, he flies into the river and kind of floats up. The blue one is going to attack you, Tuco, at advantage because you're stunned again. Stabbing into you for a natural 20, my friend. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
I was gonna say something that I forgot about earlier. I got resistance to poison.
All right, that's useful. Go ahead and tell me what your con save is, though. See if I get to do max poison damage to you.
Alright, I'll tell you in a second. 17.
17. You avoid it, you lucky son of a gun. You only take a total of 5 piercing damage from this blue grung that has been just beating on you because every chance that you just keep on getting stuck into these trances. Gunther, you're now up.
Halved or does?
No, this isn't poison. This is straight up damage. You're avoiding the poison. Or what? Would you be raging? I guess you would be. So yeah, halved. Right. 2 damage.
You don't take half on poison from raging. Just
it's not poison. It's just straight up. He avoided the poison.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gunther. You're in Jakuli form. There is the one grung that you bit into and tried to poison you. It is barely alive. There is an orange grung hanging on the back of Ilwi. There's a blue grung beating on Tuco, and the black warrior is jumped up into a tree 25 feet above.
I'm definitely just going to go for the kill on the one that I got in front of me. I am at disadvantage because I'm poisoned.
Yes, sir.
Boo. 3. Yeah, I definitely didn't hit him. I'm disoriented, or he's fighting back or something.
Your vision's starting to get blurry as the poison really starts to overcome you. You try to lunge in and you bite, but you bite at one of the mirage versions of him.
So yeah, with that, I'm just gonna. Can I attempt to grapple him?
Yeah. Do you have 2 attacks?
No, that's too much. I'm not gonna try and move, so I think I'm just gonna stay kicking it with this guy.
All right, Nangelo. The grung force is slowly starting to dwindle, and you see that their fever for battle is also starting to maybe fade out as they start to contemplate maybe retreating, realizing that you guys aren't as easy as a target as the Emerald Enclave. What do you guys wish to do?
How far is the boss from me?
Jump 25 feet up into a tree.
Do I get full movement?
You only have 1 point of exhaustion, so you still have full movement.
So I go up to him, and I pull out my Warhammer.
Now, you gonna go up to him and climb up the tree? Because that might be a bit of a different story in combat.
Okay, so how many feet am I away from the tree?
Maybe about 5 feet away from the tree, and just he's like 25 feet right above you.
Okay. Oh, and then I got to climb 25 feet.
Yeah.
Which is half movement. Okay, then. Is there a grung next to me?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, I pick up the grung.
Okay.
Advantage, disadvantage, so straight up roll. 17.
17 is going to grung you. The grung are this is to grapple him. Let me see if he might actually be able to beat this now. Yeah, I rolled a 21, so you're not grappling this guy.
Well, I'm kind of pissed. I pull out. I can't pull the war. Well, I pull out the warhammer anyway.
Okay.
And then I try to bite him.
All right, go ahead and do so.
Natural 1.
Not going to do so.
Oh, sorry. If I can retcon that to a flurry, but if not, that's fine.
First, you have to give me a con save because you touched him again. Every time you touch these guys, you risk getting poisoned.
14 plus.
You're fine.
Yeah. Okay. Like I didn't say it, so that's fine. I won't flurry then.
Okay. And so then basically that's it for turn. All right.
Actually, yeah. Now I'll take the attack of opportunity and I'll move up as close as I can to the boss.
All right. It will stab into you. Definitely not missing. I'm rolling abysmally now. And now for you, Gunther, squaring off with this grung, it is going to try. And even though you're at poisoned and not really fighting hazily, this guy apparently also somehow poisoned himself as he has been rolling abysmally. I just rolled a 3. So you're basically having the saddest fight between the two of you ever, going back and forth with misses.
Stop looking at us, guys.
Yeah. Just everyone turn away.
Stop
Camera pan. Ilwi, there's still one of these creatures, these son of a bitches hanging off your back. What do you want to do? You have 0 movement right now.
Is a free action to pull up the weapon, right?
Yep. You get 1 free equip.
Okay. Yeah. He will take his rapier and stab at them. Stab at D.
All right, stab away.
16 to hit.
Y'all get her done.
And 11 points of damage.
That is just enough to kill him in 1 shot.
What?
Yep.
Okay. It's not the boss, of course.
No. These guys are actually really easy to kill, but everyone's just been missing them a lot.
Finally. And he will thank the Emerald Enclave for helping out clearing.
Yep. All right, they're next up, and you see Venro jump off the ship and go to the one that's fighting with Jakuli or Gunther, and short sword, roll a natural 1. He flies into the water, splashing. The other one comes up behind him. Jasper rolls a 9 to hit, swing in a flurry, barely keeping his footing. And then last but not least, because Beckett can't fight, he's missing an arm. The last one swings, and that one's a hit. There we go. Into the back of the Green Grung, finally slaying it as this sad fight between Green Grung and Jakuli has finally came to a bitter end. The superior side has won. That brings us to the top of the initiative, where unfortunately Tuco, I'm sorry to do this to you, I feel bad that you've been stunned like most of the fight, are stunned. The Black Grung leapfrogs from one tree to the other 25 feet away, and then dash action leapfrogs again, traveling 50 feet. And then I believe he still can move. So he gets about a total of 60 feet away from tree to tree, as he has apparently grung, called a retreat out to the last remaining grung. Jessica, pulling out her mace, will try to swing into the back of the blue grung, the only one remaining, harrying Tuco. And she actually does so. Nice job. And bloodies it. Blue grung is up. It will disengage and then leapfrog itself away into the it'll take an opportunity attack. So yeah, that was the one fighting with Tuco and Jessica. So Jessica will swing again, hitting, And there we go. The NPC soloed the blue grung with a bashing in the mace. It tries to jump away, and then as it's about to jump away, she two-hand over swings with the mace, and then with the momentum of it jumping forward and hitting into the mace, she literally just crushes its skull into the canoe. The grungs have been mostly dealt with. Gunther, do you want to try to pursue the elite warrior Black Grung, who is 60 feet away in the tree lines?
No, I think Gunter has a crush on Jessica right now.
Yeah, she's a beast.
That was intense.
Nangelo, getting ready to climb up the tree.
I am so tempted because I move 40, and then I can triple move if I wanted to.
Yep.
So there isn't one on my back still?
No, that is the only one that got away.
So only the boss got away, or did other ones?
Everybody else has been
on the boat.
This is hard.
Do it.
Get on the boat.
Get to the chopper.
Well, I'm not getting on the boat anyway. I'm swimming.
Come with the boat.
Is your choice.
We have.
And I turn around. You guys haven't left yet. Go. I start pushing off the boat, the raft and the canoe, even if not everybody's on.
All right, you push them off the raft, and then the canoe moves at just literally 1 mile per hour kind of pace, just really slow. What are you doing? You chasing after him?
No, I'm gonna. I gotta get these people. You can shoot him.
All right, so Nangelo stays Ilwi. Do you want to chase after him? You've lost definitely line of sight on him as he's up in the tree canopy. You're kind of out of the bog area now, and some of these trees do have leaves to them. But if you want, you can try to chase after him and make a perception check and see if you see him.
Yeah, no. If I were going to attack, were able to attack, he will attack. But since he's exhausted, he will not pursue.
All right, excellent. And then Tuco, you finally come out of the stun. You look around, just the churring's finally stopped. You look around, ready to fight, still in your rage, and then all the grung are gone and slayed.
Anyone else needs healing? Anyone needs healing?
Do you want to chase after him, Tuco?
Sure. I can't leave the turtle man alone. He's gonna look at Jessica and he's gonna grab the blood of the gung and put it in her face, like he believes that she's a warrior because she did that. And then
that blood is poisonous.
I know. Doesn't matter.
Give me a con save, and so will Jessica. 19. Yeah. Jessica rolled a nat 1. You grab. I'm not even kidding. And put the blood on her face, and then a little bit of it gets in her mouth, and she just, what the hell? What are you doing?
Any chance I could try to stop him?
And then I'm gonna run to what's your name again? Yeah, and I'm just gonna climb his back because he can run faster than him. So I'm just gonna hold on to his shell.
I'm not running. I'm swimming.
I don't care. Are you chasing that guy or not? You move faster than me.
I'm not. I started pushing the.
Oh, okay. My bad. I thought you were going after him. So no, I guess I'll jump into the other boat with Gunther.
All right. So with that, you guys decide to let the ground get away, and I will be honest in saying that that's very lucky for you because I had a very nasty encounter. If you did plan to chase after it. With that, then the return home is all that needs to be done. But you guys are exhausted here, so. Again, we're going to make a return home skill check, but with pretty much everybody at disadvantage except you, Tuco. It might get a little nasty here. So each person choose a skill, tell me how they're helping to get home, and depending on how well it goes is whether you guys make it home safely or get beat up. Go ahead, and we'll keep initiative right now. The initiative order will be Tuco, Gunther, Nangelo, Ilwi. Go ahead, Tuco. You're on mute, my friend. Nope, he's thinking. He's using that barbarian halfling mind of his to whip up a good idea.
Am I still considered raged?
No, because this is basically montaging for the next couple of days. It's about an 8-day, 6-day journey back.
8.
8? All right. What were you trying to even use?
Athletics.
So yeah, you are really starting to, even though you're not exhausted, you're starting to feel the wear and tear in your body as you basically try to help row the boat or whatnot, but your muscles are really not helping you anymore. One fail. Gunther, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to keep everybody as in best health as possible, using some natural remedies and whatnot. I rolled a modified 14.
All right. Is that a disadvantage due to your exhaustion?
Yeah, I got a 10 and a 16.
All right. Nice job.
So,
14?
yeah, my medicine is +4.
All right. I'm going to say that 14 is actually the DC. So you make a success.
And that's just my mind, like keeping people at what I can manage. This guy's bleeding out.
Yeah.
She's poisoned.
It's bad.
We're rough. I'm not really helping anybody. I'm just keeping them alive.
All right. Nangalo, what are you doing on the trip back?
I guess since I'm the only one not in a watercraft, I'm going to be up ahead scouting and keeping an eye out for any dangers.
All right. Give me a perception check.
I'll take the 12 or the 12. So that's 16.
16 is a success. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
10.
10. Interesting.
My first failed con, I think.
Yeah. So let me just see what this does. All right. So I'll say that on the second day of returning home, kind of in the water, you start to notice that there's a bit of raspiness to your throat. And about 3 hours into the day, you can't stop coughing. And you just feel this itching at your throat, as if something's just like crawling around in there. You've conducted throat leeches. So go ahead and take another point of exhaustion. And basically, for the rest of the skill check, after everyone makes a check, you're going to have to make another con save. And if you fail, you further get exhausted. But if you succeed, then you fight it off and the throat leeches are done. So, Ilwi, that is 2 successes and 1 failure. You guys need 2 more successes.
A roll investigation with the eagle. He will try to move. Sorry, with the hawk, try to help the scouting and keep an eye. I don't know how it applies. Investigation 40 or more, but I rolled 2 times 15 for 22 total, plus a guidance for 25.
All right. So that is 3 successes, 1 failure. You guys are going to need 2 more. So it's now day 5. Give me a con save, Ningalo. No? Another point of exhaustion. You're now exhaustion level 3, which means it's going to get pretty bad for you. Disadvantage on attack rolls, saving throws, disadvantage on ability checks, and your speed is halved. Everyone starts to see on the 5th day that Nangalo starts to get really bad. And I'm going to say with half speed that it probably doesn't make sense that you're really swimming anymore. Do you want to continue to swim?
Well, I still move 20. I'm still moving faster than the boats, but there's no room for me on the boat, so I'm toughing it out.
All right. So with that extra burden, this is going to push the DC up to 15. But I believe that was, what do we have here? 3 successes, 1 fail. A DC 15 now, Tuco. You start to worry about Nangalo. He's toughing it through. He's a strong turtle. But you can just tell that the throat leeches are getting really bad for him. And that if he doesn't get medical attention soon, he might not be able to fight it off. What do you wish to do on your skill check to help on the journey home?
I'm going to use survival, and I rolled a 22 on that one. I guess I would try to find, like, I don't know, maybe some, like, herbs in the thing to, like, give him or something.
Interesting. All right. Roll me this actually might help. Give me a second here to pull something up. I have something here for you. Roll me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Roll me a D8.
I got a 5.
5. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5. You find what is called wild root. And it's a juicy kind of like thick, brownish, muddy root that you pull out. And basically, if you rub that into an open wound of a creature, it would give them, it would rid them of a poison condition. Now let me see if throat leeches counts as poison. I don't think so. No, it's not. So it doesn't help you. There was a chance that might have helped you.
Can I use that on the girl then, since I poisoned her?
She was only poisoned for a minute, so she was basically like pissed for a while, but that wore off. Same for you, Gunther, although it's not really affecting you in combat, but it did wear off. So now 4 successes, only 1 more success is needed, but Nangelo, you gotta give me...
Wait a minute. You almost killed one with the javelin, and you poisoned another one. Just checking.
Listen, at this point, I'm like Chucky, pretty much.
All right, Nangelo, give me that Constitution save. Good luck, sir, as it's gonna get bad quickly.
It's at disadvantage.
Yep.
If it was advantage, it would have been a 15 plus 3.
That would have been nice.
Instead, it's a natural 1 plus 3.
Oh God. 4th level of exhaustion. Your hit point maximum is now halved. 1 more success is needed, Gunther. You guys know you're getting closer, but you know if you don't make this next couple of days in an optimal fashion, that Nangelo probably isn't going to make it.
No, do I take damage from that, or just?
No, you just literally for now temporarily half your hit points, your maximum, and then basically, if you make it home, that will just undo itself because we can just say you long rest for a pretty long time and you're out of commission for adventures for a couple of days.
Okay.
But
so I take 2 damage technically because I was 2 above half. I don't get a check then. Maybe better I don't do a check.
Yeah, you're up next. You're after Gunther. So if Gunther fails, it gets really bad because you're up next. And just to confirm, it's your maximum half points, not your current hit points. So if you're sitting at a total of 40 HP, your now current total of maximum is 20 HP.
Yeah, 25 I think is my max. So 12, and I had 14, so I'm down to 12.
Gotcha.
I'm at full health though.
Hey, there you go. You're full. You're feeling great. These throat leeches are nice. As you start to see his total throat really start to swell up, and his whole entire neck basically starts to turn into like this big puffy balloon-like throat. Gunther, what check are you using? You can't use an ability check that you've already used. We can't just spam your best ability.
Right. I used medicine last time to try and keep everybody in tip-top shape, which evidently didn't work all the way since Nangelo is peaked. But I'm going to try survival this time, just to try and keep us in the narrow stream here going as quickly as possible.
Remember, you're at disadvantage. If you succeed, then everyone makes it home. If you don't, then it gets real bad.
Nangelo, I'm trying. All right. We got a 9, so.
Oof. Another fail. Nangelo, another con save for you, my friend.
I get one every
every check, yeah.
Oh, disadvantage because the first one was an 18 plus 3, 7 modified.
5th level of exhaustion. You no longer have speed. The group is going to have to worry about carrying you now.
You're just floating behind the canoe.
Actually,
tired.
I'm actually going to flip onto my back and basically go recoil into my shell because speed 0 anyway.
So you want to just?
I get advantage on con saves.
Nice. That's cute.
Can we like cut the raft and tie it to the shell and just ride the shell?
You want to use me as a raft? I think that's.
So Nangelo, do you want to sit out of the skill check then, and basically just float along?
Mitosis.
I am going to tell you that if they have to basically deal with you, it's going to up the DC again to 1 point further, but it might be better than you rolling
Just
at
do it. I
disadvantage.
roll really good.
I'm out of commission, I think, with that.
Yeah, I think at 5 points of exhaustion, you're literally like 1 point away from dying. So you sit out, which means that literally it comes down to Ilwi at disadvantage,
Yeah.
making this check, or
Yeah, at
Nangalo
disadvantage.
and potentially could die.
History at disadvantage with guidance. It's 18 and a 26. Sorry, with the guidance is 21 and 29.
All right. Then you come through. Nyanzaru in the distance. Now, I'm trying to decide.
History with the mapping and checking the points. And
Technically, don't I have to roll again or no?
Yeah, that's literally what I'm thinking, but I'm scared because I'm going to feel bad if you die.
But
you don't roll disadvantage.
Yeah,
you roll straight up. So literally, all you got to do is roll higher than a 12, and you're fine.
You know what? He will use his last spell slot to cast Bless.
Oh, that gives me a D4.
All right, good luck, sir. I'm going to feel bad, but
so
12 or higher.
The DC is 15 or no 12.
Your DC for your poison is 12.
Okay, and I got a +3, so I got to roll a 9. Oh boy! So the odds are in my favor, but that doesn't mean anything. Okay, on my die, I rolled an 8.
Okay,
but I rolled a 4 on the bless.
There you go. You fight off the poison or the throat leeches at 5 levels of exhaustion, and finally, with that 5th success coming from the skill challenge, you guys make it back into Nyanzaru. I'm going to assume that someone rushes Nangalo to the nearest temple, where he can be like taken after.
We discussed this in the chat room. We are going to roll him to the place.
All right, yeah. So you start rolling this big turtle shell through town, people giving you a curious look. Nonetheless, you make it through. So with that, you've went out to the Morbid Mires. You've returned back. Jessica, thank you for you saving them their lives. Offers you all 6 rotweeds.
No. Okay, I have to wait for my comrades.
He's got medical bills. We got to pay for those. I want money. You deserve money.
Yeah. I mean, but
Jose gets nothing. Jose gets absolutely nothing.
They also need the money.
You're them. They were lost.
I mean,
yeah, they look like they're bad off, and you can see that Beckett steps up and just says, "Jessica, if you give those away, then we literally have nothing."
All right, they can have 1.
No.
I gave them the heart too, so they get money out of that.
It's true. They could sell the troll heart.
All right, we'll give them 2. We'll split the rest.
All right, so 4 rotweeds plus what you were already given.
Wait, question. Who was the one who found 2? Because in that one I rolled the investigation for 18.
I don't recall who won 2.
Do you want to try to hide it? Give me a deception check against his investigation.
I got an 11.
11. He sees the rotweed that you. I didn't find anything, and then you see the 2 pillies.
No rotweed here.
You're a little goblin.
Yeah,
I don't think you can hide.
At least let them have 300 for the total of them, so they can recover and resupply their stuff.
Okay, so 1 for me, 1 for you, 1 for Nagalo.
So I mean, the total is 8.
We had 8.
We get
and we gave
4,
them 2.
1 for each one of us, plus 1.
So we kept 5. So we kept 5 out of the 8, right?
That's up to you guys.
I thought you only gave them 2. Yeah. We had 8. First it's a 1, then it's 2, then it's 3, and
yeah. Or I mean, we have total of 8. We can get 1 each one of us for that, and we can give them 3, and 1 we can. The last one we will get we divided 25 gold pieces each one of us. 125.
So sorry, how many are you giving them?
3.
You hear a hiss.
I mean,
from the shell.
I mean, I am not fighting you guys. I'm just saying that we should at least give them 3.
What's the vote? As it seems to be,
I think that I should get to at least keep one of the ones that I found.
Seems fair.
But my other one's up for grabs as the party total.
He's not really saying much, but he is hissing when you keep saying you want to give them 3.
They'll be fine. How much are they worth a piece? 200?
100 gold each.
Oh, 200 gold pieces? They can get medical.
100, sorry.
Right, yeah. They have if they get 200 will be plenty.
Yeah. And they have a troll heart.
And they have a troll heart. That's like
they have the troll heart. Okay. Yeah. 2.
Right,
With 2 will
perfect.
be good enough.
All right. With that, you obviously come back with some reward, maybe not as much as it seems like it was worth, but things that we did learn on this adventure is they did mark on the map the Grung's hideout. From there, it's up to you guys whether you want to share that with the community, and if you do, it'll go onto the map. And then also, due to the issues that you basically had in the mire, you know that you definitely didn't harvest as many gutweeds as you were hoping. If you could have came back with a lot more, it could have been a really worthwhile expedition. But luckily, or unluckily instead, you were just lucky enough to return back with your lives. So with that, I believe that's 150 gold each. Narrowly making it out with your lives, and you now know the hideout or the lair of the Grungs, which obviously could be of interest to the community.
Can my character how would he what is the word? How good will he be writing down a map or adding that to his map, his own map? The places the party went through.
Like give me a survival check. See how
because he's proficient in cartography tools.
What does that normally use? Is it wisdom or intelligence?
Intelligence.
All right, go ahead and give me an intelligence check then.
Okay. Total of 9.
So between the being poisoned, exhaustion, and whatnot, you can recall where she marked on the map roughly the Grung hideout is, and then obviously you know where the Morbid mires are. But other than that, it's a little bit hazy. Honestly, you just feel lucky to get back with your life. So yeah, okay. You can mark it. I'll give you the option to put it to the community map, but it's not going to be necessarily pinpoint accurate. Sound good?
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And with that, boys and or ladies or gentlemen, no ladies here, sorry. You guys make it back to Neonzar. You guys make it back to Neonzar with your lives. Nangelo just barely making it back alive. That got really close. That ends the session, guys. Nice job. I thought the battles were going to be a little bit harder, but you guys made pretty good work of the Grung and whatnot, even with the abysmal rolls. And y'all made it back with your life, so congrats. The Soulmonger has not been fed for yet another adventure. Anyone want to say anything in closing before I end the broadcast?
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
Since you're building this town and stuff, and Tuca doesn't really need money, can I take some of the money and like put it somewhere to like help the town and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Although I will inform you that Neonzar is one of the richest cities in the world, so you can maybe find like people who are less fortunate to give the money to.
Or you could pay for my
I am less
expenses.
I'm less fortunate.
We shall discuss creating a guild.
I'm accepting donations.
You know what? I'll take with the 150. That's like total 450 gold I have. I'll split that between the turtle and the goblin.
There you go. So with that, you also hear that people are thinking about building an outpost or a new fort called Fort Hope. There's actually a quest line for that starting, so you know money's going to be needed for that. But if you want to just dump it onto them, feel free to do so.
Don't actually do that. Hold on to it.
And then anyone else want to say anything in closing? Go ahead, Baron.
This game was incredible, and I had a lot of fun.
Oh, man, thank you. Paul, how do you feel? Just barely making it out of there by the skin of your teeth.
I blame this all on the halfling.
Sure. So
Mike Nightingale is very distrustful of people, and I don't think the Tuco did anything to improve his situation. Though he already liked Elwilig a little. He likes him a lot more now, and I think he likes Gunter as well. But he's still working on that.
Tuco,
What if they
Tuco,
were
take us some flack.
undead?
Sorry, what'd you say,
Well,
Jose?
one, this man is a barbarian. He's from the woods. You see something move it, you kill it. Second, what if it was an undead? You never know.
Yeah,
Trigger
but-
finger.
But you almost killed one, and then you go and poison one, and
I
then
liked it.
from his point of view,
I
you didn't
could have
do much
killed
in
them all.
combat.
What about
Yeah,
you,
but
Lee? Anything in closing?
Batiri goblins get bonuses from riding in stacks, so I'm just following my instincts by riding on your shoulder.
That's fair.
Yeah,
And-
I had a blast, man. Like, thanks for letting me play in the game. It was a lot of fun.
No
There's only one thing that I feel bad about is like I wanted to play like a tank type character, and that's why I went with the halfling like Dex, Ancestral Guardian. But I didn't think that it was gonna be that bad on the bad guys with the whole disadvantage thing. So sorry
No.
about that.
No, that was good, man. It, like literally, if you didn't have that, it would have probably been a different game. I think that troll probably would have took somebody down without that ancestral guardian.
Yeah.
So it was useful. What about you, Lionel? Anything in closing before I end the stream?
Well, it was a good game. Even when we successfully defeated the foes, we barely came out of that alive. But it was a good session. Thank you for the DMing. It was very entertaining, and you guys, thank you for letting me play.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, everybody. It was a really fun session. I had it, and I'm glad you guys all made it out alive. So I think we'll be having probably another game of this next week. So you'll see it on the channel. And until next time, I hope I see you guys out in the jungle again. 3 X-point checkpoints to everybody. And you can message me in the chat if you have any other questions about any other details. But until then, I'll catch you next time, everybody. Thanks for watching. Cheers.
Bye.